Listen to me, okay? Something is here. Always out of sight. Always hiding just at the corner of your vision. Like it exists on this plane for only a fraction of a second, and then it's gone. But you can never see it. It's best you don't ever see it. And if you do, it means that it already decided that just watching no longer interests it. We've only got till sunrise. Time's running out.
I'll be honest, I have no idea how to do a plug after a super serious ad, so... It's spooky season again, and I'm DMing another one-shot. It's called Starlost Unseen.
Yes, Cryo gave me permission to break the S rule, okay? I asked.
It'll be streamed live November 4th starting at noon Eastern over at youtube.com/StarlostDND, featuring me as the DM and a bunch of super cool guests. We hope to see you there, and for now, enjoy the rest of the episode.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Starlost Seas. I'm Cryolane, I'm your DM, and this is my party. Look at them.
What's left of them for now?
Oh, they're great. This is like everybody, minus Ian.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're about to meet the end of our lives.
Oh,
fine.
that's fine.
It's
Don't
just
worry,
you,
guys.
because she hates you.
Oh my god, I never said that.
It's gonna be funny when you die first.
That'll happen.
Last time on Starlost Seas, we had a wonderful time and nothing bad ever happened.
You yelled at me.
I did yell at you. So last time we picked back up where we left off previously. The group down in their lovely little bunker underneath Pitloom in Natalie's woodworking shop. As somebody had arrived upstairs after briefly listening in, and then Annie sending her lovely little familiar upstairs, you discovered that the person who arrived was not Fagin or Twink, as you had originally suspected it may have been, but Atronon, who, after a little convincing, Natalie led downstairs to speak with all of you. First time in fucking ever. You revealed the general sort of situation you were all in with the Starlost, which he was not aware of. You also told him what happened with Archibald, and Dolus and Lotus profusely apologized, to which he responded by saying that your apology was proof that he picked the right people to watch his brother. After this, you then spent a little more time, had your long rest down below, and then all of you headed out to camp to speak to Fagin and Atronon. Fagin found out from you all that Matthias was in fact dead, and all of you remembering in that moment that Fagin and Matthias are cousins, as Fagin got pretty upset and shouted at Hickory to get out of the tent. Hush joined Hickory outside of the tent, feeling upset that one of you would be left out in this situation. Meanwhile, within the tent, Fagin and Atronon gave you the rundown on the prison that Nalu is captured in, the prison in Saracen, known as the Hollow. Inside one of the major pillars, Saracen runs the entire length of this massive pillar that the city is built into. There are 30-foot thick walls of stone, and then there is interior structures that they gave you the entire breakdown of. There's also a bunch of anti-magic sort of traps within to prevent people from breaking out, as well as an alarm, which when it goes off will automatically trigger all of the anti-magic. And it is constantly full of a rotation of guard. You guys came up with all sorts of various plans to potentially get in and get Nalu out. Towards the end, Fagin and Atronon sort of indicated to you that you should maybe stop talking about your plans to break into a prison with the two hold masters who technically shouldn't be helping you. And so you decided to head off with what you have now and make your way towards Saracen after some quick message to Twink and a few other people. That is what you'd be doing. Fagin gave you a key to an old member of the Altairi Quintet, his old adventuring party, their home, Aster, his druid friend. And so you guys can use that as a temporary little place in Saracen to rest. Then Fagin and Hickory had some short words where Hickory told Fagin that it should have been her and she was sorry. Fagin only responded saying yes, should have. You all head back to the airship, finding out along the way about Annie's family and their lovely businesses they used to run and how they became wealthy up in the Talon Isles. Gonna move on from that. Night fell. Dolos got his mask pushed onto his face, was beginning to head down below deck so that he could deal with the repercussions of taking it off and getting all of his emotions back. Hickory was trying to relax down in the lower hold despite the disgusting heat of the desert, when suddenly all of you felt a strange feeling in the air, sort of static before a lightning storm, and a light appeared in the distance in the horizon, and then a brief boom of shockwave washed over you all, and you all felt more than heard this sort of anguished, heartbroken scream. And Hush, you were the one who recognized immediately that is Delilah, having woken up somewhere far, far away. And even still, all the way down here in the Empire, you felt the repercussions of it. Going to pick up right where we left off in this sort of moment of silence as all of you just felt that. So even all the NPCs on the ship have all sort of stopped what they are doing and sort of turned their heads as that light in the distant horizon faded. And the sounds of the desert night just slowly eke back in.
I ping to everybody that I am connected to, just... That's not good. I think Delilah's awake.
Should you send a message
I'll
to Ardalyn?
send to her.
Maybe
to
not
Ardalyn?
Delilah herself, maybe to Ardalyn?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I don't wanna overload her right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna send Ardalyn.
Okay.
Hey.
Girl.
So that was definitely Delilah. Where were we? I can't remember where we are again. The name of the place we are.
You're in the Paerash
Saracen.
Desert.
Paerash Desert. Okay. I assume she got the news. We're in the Paerash Desert, traveling. If she wants to talk.
If she wants revenge.
Hush.
Now she doesn't even teleport to you guys. Just a fucking lightning bolt hits the ship.
The whole
Rocks fall, you all
Paerash
die.
Desert is blown up.
The entire
rocks fall,
desert
you
turns
die.
to glass.
Fucking orbital strikes you all. No. There is that typical sort of moment of silence as the person receives your message, hush, and then you get back. Yeah, we're dealing with that. I'll let her know when she's in a better mood. Don't think she should see anyone right now.
Nodding his head. Okay.
What did she say?
That she's not in a good mood and shouldn't really see anyone right now. So we'll probably hear back. What?
You get interrupted all of a sudden by, oh, Ardlin.
Hush stops and smiles. Huh. She shouldn't see anyone right now, but I assume we're gonna hear back from her in due time.
Okay. I just turn around and continue walking down the steps.
Dolus.
Just-
Oh, does he still have his? Does he still have his mask
Yeah,
on?
he still has his mask on. Dolus, surprisingly unbothered, just turns and walks away.
That's just like looks down, like sees that the unreactiveness is just. Oh, he's not scared about it.
Hickory had only kind of like gotten out of the quarters as all of that had happened. She's not upstairs, so Dolus, you're probably.
Yeah, you're walking out. Dolus is walking down. He doesn't even like say anything.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. It's loud.
Right.
You all right?
You know.
Hush talked to Ardalin. Said that it'll be a bit before Delilah will talk to any of us. Probably should keep her away from talking to anyone right now, because she might probably kill them. I think that was the implication.
Based on Fagin's reaction, I can't imagine Delilah's is much better, but definitely more apocalyptic.
Yeah. It'll be alright. Just like pat on the shoulder.
Hickory, with your passive insight, Dolus is incredibly nonplussed.
She kind of like cocks her head and she's like, "Are you sure you're okay? This isn't like you."
She's gonna die.
Let me go ahead and get my dice just in case.
I'm just like, I was just rolling a die for myself to decide, I think. Yeah, I'm just. It's a lot to take in. You know, I'm not really sure how to respond. I'm gonna go lie down.
Right.
I step past you into the quarters.
That's not a now problem. We'll just make a mental note of that and move along. Yeah, I'll go up to the others. It's the more pressing issue. Dolus being weird is not the end of the world, but Delilah being upset might be.
Yeah, you go to the top deck. It's nice out now with the cooler temperature. It's probably in like the high 70s Fahrenheit with a nice breeze from you traveling, so it's actually pretty pleasant now.
As soon as he sees Hickory, Hush dives in to try to like move Hickory out of the way, but Hush is not big, so it just kind of like and then falls onto the ground. He's like,
Hush
Hickory,
just
dodge!
kind of body checks you.
What?
Like rolls back onto his head. I'm sorry, I expected a lightning bolt to hit you when you came up.
What can you do? You know? And
I could try to push you away, but it didn't work.
Hush, just getting a good look at Hickory, it's clear that like her eyes are a little red under everything. She clearly has not been having the best time dealing with all of this.
Hush is just like Hush is on the ground like you do, and looks up. It's like, why are your eyes red?
Hard day, you know?
Is it because you got yelled at?
Partially. The other part is...
You know that wasn't right.
It's a normal reaction. Hush, when my dad died, Doc and I were both mad at each other, and it really wasn't anyone's fault. This one, I mean, unless you were there, unless you understood everything that was going on, it is my fault that Matthias is gone. And now Fagin and Delilah are hurting. They lost someone they loved.
No.
No, what?
Hush stands up, brushes himself off, and like reapplies water. Oh, I hit my mic. No. You
What do
say
you
this
mean?
like it's your fault, and you say it is your fault, but it's not. Hush like goes and he's like splashing water in his face, and he splashes you with water in your face. Hickory,
What?
did you provide the ultimatum, or
No.
were you provided it? Because it sounds like it was their fault that they're dead. It sounds like you did all you could. You're still here. That's the fault of you. I'm glad you're at fault that you're alive. Matthias is dead at the fault of them. And that's why we have to make them pay.
We're gonna. It's just...
You can cry about it. That's okay. But I'm not gonna be happy to know you're beating yourself up about it, especially if everybody else around you is doing the same. That's why I walked out of the tent. It wasn't right for you to get yelled at. That's why I try to push you away, just in case there was a lightning bolt, because that was not meant for you. There wasn't a lightning bolt, luckily.
Yeah.
But don't say that this is your fault, because you are not the one that provided the ultimatum. It goes and just wraps his arms around her leg.
You're tall enough to get around my hips at this point, for sure.
Am I? I'm only
You're-
4 foot.
Yeah, dude. Hickory's like 5'10".
Okay, that's around the waist.
Sure. She just kind of like puts her hands on your head and is like, thank you.
Yep. It's on tight, before you ask.
We need to get stronger, Hush. We are going to make them pay.
It's not about strength. It's about perseverance. It's about not giving up and not falling to our foes in that way. You're allowed to cry, but don't let this beat you.
I'm gonna do right by him, regardless. Matthias was a very good man. And if one day we get the chance to bring him back, to give his son his dad again, we're gonna do that.
I believe we can do that. But if we don't, the werewolves still continue to go.
Right.
We just gotta watch ourselves right now. And you need to, one more, have less red eyes.
Okay, that's not helping. My eyes are open when you do that.
I know, I thought I would watch. My eyes don't like get weird when I cry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this, I assume this would help to wash the red away.
Not really.
Is it making it worse?
A little bit.
Oh. Pulls the water back off and just like sloshes it in his hand. He's like, you did good. And walks away with like this ball of water you just kind of sloshing around.
Hickory, he pulls like all the moisture off your face as he pulls the water off too, so you just suddenly feel just dry.
She takes her water skin and
I took your
pours some in
moisture.
her hand, just kind of like at the very least re-moistens her face.
I took your moisture. I took your moisture.
Got your moisture.
As that's happening, Hickory is basically gonna immediately beeline for Lotus, who I believe is still up top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hasn't said otherwise.
I couldn't remember, dude.
So it's Annie, Lotus, and Hush up here now.
Yeah. And she's gonna slide over to Lotus and just go, "Hey, can I ask you something? Is Dolus all right?"
I mean, beyond everything else that we've been doing, why wouldn't he?
When I passed him in the hall, he just... I don't know, it seemed like he wasn't all there.
I mean, we have been going through a lot.
I know, and usually that leads to Dolus thinking, or at least clinging to you. And instead, he just walked past me, basically said nothing other than exactly what happened.
I'm not sure.
Okay. I was just wondering if you noticed anything.
Well, I'm sure if anything big happened, then he would let me know.
Right. Yeah. Do you know
Plus,
how
we
far...
don't always cling together. Like, sometimes he just goes off on his own. I mean, he used to do it way more before. But
Right. I don't know. Just, it seems in moments where things go wrong, you two are at least together.
well, we're on the ship. We're safe. If he keeps being weird in your opinion, just let me know. I'll go talk to him. But
Right. Do you know how far out we are?
Eggold,
What?
how far?
Couple hours.
Okay.
Right.
As you both are sort of turned back towards the helm to talk to Eggold from the stairs down, like, underneath it, Dolus comes up.
Masked?
No mask.
Okay. Hey.
Sorry if I was a bit shaken earlier. There's a lot happening. What have you all discussed since?
We're a few hours off.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's about it.
All right. Sounds good.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Dallas, where's that cool mask you had?
It's right here. Pull it out of my bag.
What did it look like again?
It's a
It's
bird mask.
his bird mask.
It's just my normal mask.
Yeah.
It's not a different mask or anything.
Oh, I thought it was a different mask.
No,
Yeah, no.
It's,
It's
it's
just
my,
It's the
It's
same
my
old, same
mask.
old mask.
Oh.
You've seen him
Never
wear
mind.
it 100
For some
times
reason, I
before.
thought he had like an Oni mask, something.
No, that's... Well, it was
Lotus has an Oni
Matthias.
mask.
No, Matthias has
Lotus
an
I got
Oni
it mixed
mask.
up. My apologies. Hush wouldn't even say it. He'd say, Dallas, why were you wearing the mask? That has to be really hot.
Annie put it on my face. Hi, Annie.
Hi.
Oh, do you have thoughts on everything that's happening?
No.
Okay.
No emotions, no thoughts. Only Annie.
Head empty.
Annie.
No thoughts. Head Annie.
I want to show you something. I pull out my mess kit. And I just show her all of my spoons.
Are you this hungry?
No! This is my
A
spoon collection.
handful of spoons. to eat.
Reloading every time.
Yeah, I love the idea that more spoons is more food.
Like
She
Lorelai with
takes a
her
spoon.
guns.
Listen,
Yeah.
more magazines, more bullets, more spoons, more food.
This is just a pretext for me asking because you don't feel things. Like, does this mean that you never want to like have collections?
Hmm.
You have hobbies?
She seems to like
Riding
a lot.
things.
you play
Riding
games?
things is your hobby? You're like a horse girl?
Writing.
Oh, writing. Did you say writing or riding?
Riding.
Oh, no,
She's not a horse girl.
You're like a horse girl, you right?
I like writing things. Lorelai's like, really?
She agreed though. I said she's like a horse girl, and you said yeah.
I just agreed
Lorelai in
with
the
you because I had
background
no
of the
idea what you were
helmet.
talking about.
I appreciate the sentiment. I appreciate you just wanting to make me feel included.
Do you play games?
You got
No.
games on your phone?
Have you ever played games?
Yes.
I like walk over and I just like
Do
hand her
you
the
have
ball.
weeks?
She drops the ball.
I like Hush like reaches up and then just kind of like throws it back up for her to catch.
Doesn't catch it.
Okay,
Bink.
this is going
What are you
anywhere.
doing?
I was trying to throw you the ball
Why?
because it's fun to throw it.
Hush likes to play catch.
This isn't
It's
very
really,
fun.
it's very fun running after.
Here, I'll throw it. Go get it. Ready?
Mei-chan.
I
Man,
mean,
you
yeah.
suck at this game.
See? I play with Mei-chan too. I like he appears his Mei-chan, which is normally invisible.
Here's your ball.
Thank you. So that was fun.
Not really.
I expected that one.
Not really. But while they're doing that, like while the kids and Annie are engrossed in that, I'll turn to Hickory, and I'll put my hand on her shoulder, in a very similar way to the way I did downstairs. But as I look you in the eyes, you definitely notice like a distinct warmth that was not there before. And he's just like, I just wanted to find you, by the way, let you know. I'm sure the others have reassured you, and I'm sure you don't need me to tell you this, but it'll be alright. Okay? We know you did the right thing. And no matter what happens, no matter who comes after you, Delilah or anyone else, we're here with you. Okay?
Thank you. Yeah.
Of course.
Floated over here.
Just Hickory kind of just has a moment and then goes, we break Nalu out. We basically declare war on the Empire more than the West would. We try to overtake it then. But then what?
We go to Dragon Lost.
We go to Dragon Lost.
We go to Dragon Lost.
Let's go!
What's in Dragon Lost?
My dad.
Has he been missing?
Of the sorts?
Hmm. How does that make you feel?
Lonely?
Fascinating.
Hey, if you ever want me to talk about Raiden, I can talk about Raiden all day.
Sure.
Alright, let's go over here, Annie. I'm dragging you over.
Oh,
Hold on, let me get
God.
on this. I know the feeling of loneliness.
You know what I mean, though. What Bahamut said, it's... We play to Vecnost's game, let him rage war on the gods, or we defeat Vecnost and take our chances that the gods don't just reset us all. And then there's the fact that now I'm starting to wake up as me, but in Doc's body. Things are getting more complicated, Dolus.
You're right. I'm not gonna try and sugarcoat things or lie to you and tell you that it's not as bad as it seems. It is. The odds are not in our favor. But even though the odds might not be in our favor, if we stop at any point, those odds become zero. As long as we are still fighting, it means that there's a chance.
I'm just afraid that there isn't a win scenario. That no matter what, we lose.
If we beat Vecnost and the gods decide that it's time to wipe the slate clean again, then I'll fucking kill them too.
Let's just hope that there's a third option. One that lets the world live the way that it wants.
Right. I mean, that's all I've really been fighting for all this time. A world that I can be proud of.
Then we just gotta be ready. We've gotta do a prison break on the inescapable prison. And then show the world what we're made of, I guess. Dismantle the oldest regime in Starlost's history.
I mean, seems like it's been infiltrated deeply. A few times at least. Probably isn't that hard.
What's one more coup?
What's one more coup? End scene.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Cut camera.
Alright,
cut
cut away.
camera.
I was letting the drama sort of rest for a moment. Meanwhile, off to the side, Lotus has been giving Annie the full rundown on Raiden.
So basically, there are like these like probably Starlost assassins that came when we were living together in our little hut in the woods. It's like that way. And then he was like,
Points
"I'll
in a
go."
direction. It's probably that way you look and it's just desert for miles.
And like, he told us that like we can escape, and then he'll come find us, but evidently not because we're like nearby Raisti, and then he went to Dragonlost. So over the course of these past few months, we've just kind of been going around saving the world, first living in the forest. Like, I love my brother. I would die without him, literally. But, like,
What?
he... Huh?
Huh?
Never mind.
Okay. But,
Okay.
you know, it's... He made a promise to me and Dolus that we would go and live in Ubua one day, and then he goes to Dragonlost, which isn't Ubua, first of all. Also, Ubua is cold as fuck. It's...
I'm from there.
Yes, you are.
Feels great.
And
Well, not actually. I'm from 1,000 years prior to there. But yeah.
you're still from there. And, you know, it's just now that everything is going on, and we have to save the world. And I am a little bit peeved that we came here first before going to Dragonlost, because we did say that after you we would be going to Dragonlost.
I am a little bit peeved that we have to stop a tyrannical regime instead of going to visit my dad.
Exactly.
Have you tried putting your foot down?
I mean, what's the point of putting my foot down when, like, it's either I go to my dad, and then what? Or, like, we help Nalu do this cool thing and be, like, political thingies that's going on in the world, maybe save the world, and then go save my dad. You see, there's, like, two options, and one is, like, clearly a better option in the grand scheme of things. Right, so it's just a little frustrating, but it's like whatever, because once we figure all this stuff out, then we can go meet my dad. But then it's like, if we don't, then that's, you know, unless some bigger thing happens, which it kind of seems to always be happening because everything's so big in this world.
You've never wanted to sort of poke the bee's nest? See what happens if you do the other path?
See, when you poke a bee's nest, you get stung, and I don't want to get stung. Because being stung in this context is like, Martin destroys the whole world.
But what if he only
In which
destroyed
case-
part of it?
I don't think this is good advice. I should just like sitting there crisscross applesauce. I think that this is not helpful. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how her brain works.
Which side of the world? Because if it's this side of the world, then we die. But if it's the other side of the world, then Raiden dies. Unless you're talking about beyond the Stormwall, in which case... rest in peace to people on the other side of the Stormwall, if there's people there.
Sucks for
What
them,
about-
but I'm built different.
I was thinking more like a continent that we're not on right now, because of, you know, if he was nearby, maybe we would know. We would just avoid him.
You could avoid Vecna. The Vecnos is reality.
It's not really like avoiding reality. I mean, people do that, but like it's more in like a depressive way.
That's sad. But I
Is
mean,
there a
like, it-
non?
We're all doing it right now.
What if you
Man, I
just
think
kind
we're
of ignore
traveling-
that?
I don't think that's healthy. Like, I'm not very healthy. I'm a 2-year-old aircrafter who's trying to save the world, who's not even from this plane. So I'm probably not healthy.
Annie, are you trying to make my sister apathetic?
No.
Hi, Dulles.
Hello.
Yes.
I was telling Annie about my loneliness with Raiden, and she was telling me, like, what if I put my foot down and just, like, went to go see Raiden?
And
And then I was like, if we do that, then, like, reality could break. Or, I mean, not break, I mean, it could all
End.
Martin is
You could all die.
Martinify. Yeah.
We need Lotus. Lotus is really strong. And if she left us, we'd be without someone who could break speed.
Oh, I'm not telling you to leave. I'm just saying, what if we did more things for ourselves every now and then?
What does that entitle?
We're going on more trip? Like the observatory.
Well, as much as doing more things for ourselves could be a nice experience,
The world could
if
literally
we
end.
keep doing things for ourselves, then there will be no selves. Everything will just fall apart and die.
But what if we
priorities.
improve ourselves as people, become stronger in the process, be able
But we're-
to take on the world even?
Well, we're doing that in the course of doing the things we need to do to save the world.
Good.
Okay. I mean, we're visiting the desert now. This is nice. I've never been to a desert before.
It's hot.
I've
It's
never
cold
left my
right now.
continent, so I guess it's an improvement.
Welcome.
My body
How does-
temperature's never felt so normal.
Okay. I mean,
Right now
it's
it's
cold
cold.
out. It's cold out right now, yeah.
No, I meant earlier.
Mm-mm-mm. Right. Yep. There's a the observatory. You said, is that in Saracen?
Yeah.
Was that your subtle
I think
way of
so.
saying that we should go to the observatory?
Yeah.
It wasn't very
I'm
subtle.
putting my foot down.
Okay. I mean, that's
Down the
fine.
way?
Well, it's in the city. Why do you want to see the observatory?
Star map.
Oh,
That would help us.
what about star maps? Oh, you want to make a star map?
No. I told you already, didn't I?
I don't remember.
Save the world.
Did you
Mara
tell
gave it to
me?
me. Yes, I did.
Wait, what did you tell me about it? I don't remember.
I basically said if we check out what this map says and you bring me on your adventure, then it'll help save the world or deal with
Oh,
Vecnos.
you need to read the star map. I'll be honest. Me as K, as the player, doesn't understand how star maps work.
No.
So I'm just like, sure. Yeah, the star map. Remind me what exactly you need to do with it. Like, you're just gonna look at the map and then look at the sky?
That's sort of translated.
And what will it translate to?
That's why we're going to the observatory to find out.
What does that mean? I don't understand how this works. I'll be
She's
honest.
putting her foot down, and she will find out.
I'm putting my foot down and saying, I don't understand how star maps work. Explain it to me, please.
I don't really either. Mara didn't fully go into it.
Oh,
If we
They
have,
did give this to me.
what'd you say, Hickory?
if it's all stars, I can just put it into this and generally figure out where it's supposed to lead.
But I guess the question is, would the observatory people be able to tell us more though?
Give us some more specific.
Yeah.
I have a question above
Hi.
the table. Are we
Okay.
going to the prison right now, or are we going to the city?
We're
The
going to the
prison is in
You're
the
going
city.
to you're still on the airship. You're going to the city.
Yeah.
The prison's in the city.
Okay, so it's a big ass city.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, for
yeah.
some reason I keep thinking of it's like a small desert, like rootin' tootin' city.
No, that was Kent's.
Yeah, that was it.
was
That's why.
it,
That's
yeah.
why my brain's still like trying to, switch
No,
it to see.
That city
Until-
didn't even have a name.
Until Raesti started getting big in the last few decades, Saracen was the biggest city other than Altair in the Empire. It's huge.
Goddamn.
Okay.
It used to be its own country. Like that's what Fagin was saying before. He's like
Yeah.
it was a city state before it belonged to the empire. Like it was a country of its own here in the desert.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. All right. I mean, it's on the way. Maybe it's in the same like air. You know.
Well,
Cluster.
this is
Mhm.
important to Annie, and Annie has decided that she wants to go. So we'll go.
We have to take the time to scout the city anyway and figure out what the best plan of attack is.
Sure.
We have a lot to do in the city.
We have to be not unreliable, though, right?
Hmm.
So
Probably a good idea.
I can only do that for 2 hours a day.
I mean, being invisible is one thing, but you can, like, hide yourself in other ways, like, you know, just lower your presence.
True. I'm okay at
Pretend
that.
to be like a grandma and like hunch over with like a sheep.
Should I keep working with that disguise kit?
How do you mean?
Just make a disguise. That's
For
what it's
Lotus?
Lotus?
Oh,
Sure.
Pretty hard to hide the fact that her feet bend different ways and
Well, with that.
Oh, actually,
I
that's pretty
could-
easy to hide if she just wears like a dress or something.
Or
or a
big pants?
Cloak.
Big pant!
No,
Yeah.
not pants. Pants, no matter how big they are, will she'll show the bend.
The main thing is the feathers on my face, so if you could hide
If
that.
you have a hood up,
Well, a hood up can hide my ears, but not the feathers
look
here.
down, and they won't see your face.
Or a mask.
If
Or wear a mask.
I have two.
Exactly.
We used these
I know, but like still.
for the express purpose of hiding how our faces look.
One looks like a bird and makes it harder to see, and the other looks like a dragon. So,
You know, I have read somewhere that certain people in the desert, when they're traveling far enough, they'll wear like these crazy, like they'll wrap themselves up everywhere.
True. To prevent from sun exposure.
We could always do that.
Yeah?
Oh. Oh no.
what?
Water regulation's gonna be really hard when we're trying to be unreliables.
Yes. Well, we're trying to be reliable.
Or when we're trying not to be unreliables.
You're just gonna have to deal with the heat, Hush.
I think it might start affecting me. Like
No.
outside of being dry, I think it actually might start affecting me a little bit. As soon as we hit the desert, I felt my body start to crinkle a little bit. I'm just not used to this heat.
I mean, do you want to stay behind?
No, if we're gonna scout out, that's like my thing. That's what Delilah hired me for.
Okay.
I'll just have to do it stealthily, I guess.
Isn't that also your thing?
Yeah, you
Maybe
can
we
like
should
slip into
scout-
alleyways and splash water on your face.
We could scout together.
Are you stealthy?
Yeah, I can be.
Are you going to prank me while we stealth?
No, this is serious.
When I was
I can.
Don't.
no. I think you've gotten your revenge.
I think otherwise pushes him off.
Bye, Hush.
I don't think so, Fireball.
Regardless, the best we can do now is wait until we land, go, scope it out, find where we're supposed to stay, and then we can worry about the observatory in the morning.
Okay.
Do you think that they're gonna send me my magic item anytime soon?
As you say that.
You have a magic item to be sent?
Yeah.
Which one?
How long has it been?
like
It's been a few days.
It's been a couple days. I ordered I think it's called a clockwork amulet.
Yep.
Annie, your family does the the sending and stuff. How soon should it arrive?
What's my arrival time?
2 business days.
It's
Oh,
been more
okay.
than that.
I
It's
think
unfortunate it's a
only-
weekend.
Yeah.
Day.
I think it's been like 3 days, 4 days.
hmm
I just love that Crow's bringing it up like that's gonna make Cryo.
This is me reminding Cryo I have a
Cryo
magic
knows.
item
I know
that I have
Cryo
on-
knows.
I have been shipped to me.
Maybe it's on its way.
Alright.
Epic. Okay, well, let's try and. Well, actually, wait, hold on. He said we're still a few hours away?
Mhm.
Echold said? Okay.
Mm.
Well, nothing to do but wait.
I thought we were gonna have to actually walk in the desert.
We are.
What?
Yeah. They
Like-
said we're being.
It's
mean?
because we can't land the airship in the city because like they have an airship station, but we're clearly not from ESP, so they would immediately flag us. So we have to land a little bit further away and then walk into the city.
It'll still
it's
be
a little-
nighttime.
Oh, it's okay. I thought we were gonna have to walk through the desert while it's hot.
No,
No.
I wouldn't do that. Like, I would feel bad for you if we had to do that, but I also just would not do that.
You can float.
It's not about the walking, it's the heat. I might not be drying up with sticky moisture, but it still sucks.
My skin needs the mucus.
I
Okay.
hate that.
Can't you just, like, if you're in the city and it's getting too dry, just like spit in your hands, rub it on your face?
Icky.
Hush looks up at Dolus. This is like the most. Do you want me to do that? Do you want me to do that?
I mean, if it makes you feel better, then yes, I do want you to do that.
No, I don't think it's the same stuff.
It's mucus. You just called it mucus. You just told us
It's
you
gonna be
secrete
real-
a mucus.
I hate
Yeah, but if my entire body's drying out, I don't think I'll be able to spit that well.
You'd be surprised. You know, actually, it's just I started listing off a random fact about like human spit or like
It
people's
burns
spit.
it burns the entire ride.
Yeah, he starts talking about some random survival, like Bear Grylls survival fact.
Oh, that reminds me of this one really horrific monster that reproduces through mucus.
Hey, hush.
Yes.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Why do all of your facts pertain to reproduction? Every fact that you bring up about any sort of aberration, any sort of beast, any sort of dark creature that goes.
Koatoas create
I
gods.
know. Okay, no. Stop being pedantic. You keep bringing up reproduction. You keep saying, well, "How does this beast reproduce?" Why is that? Is that what Agrohill taught you?
Oh, he taught me about a lot about all of them, but
Yep.
the first thing you should know about something is how it came to exist.
No.
No.
Oh, that's how I learned it.
Their name maybe first. You know what they look like.
I
Well, I
learned was
said
that
their
it's
name
If
first.
they kill you,
Is it friend or foe?
I mean, if it's the chicken and the egg, wouldn't you normally start talking about the chicken first?
Yeah, you don't begin talk about a chicken by being like, so an egg was laying.
Well, no, I tell you what the creature's name is, and then I tell you how it was reproduced.
Okay, stop doing that. And I don't want to know how these aberrations reproduce.
I've
This
never
doesn't
thought to
help
take
me.
that approach.
oh no.
It's nice.
You
You
should
learn about-
just,
you learn about
with
life.
reason.
I can tell you lots about how certain creatures reproduce.
And they push him off the boat.
What other facts? Tell me more facts about the creatures. Like,
Okay,
no.
so
I tell him
besides the
a horrible.
reproduction, what do you know?
I tell him
At
a
one point,
horrible
Hickory-
fact about how displacer beasts. Oh, I tell him a horrible fact about how Otiugs eat offal, and
Bro, he's
waste.
speaking Marsham right now. What the fuck?
I'm gonna go bother Eggold.
Oh, I was gonna play tic-tac-toe with you.
Oh, okay, we can play tic-tac-toe.
They only eat.
Like at one point in the
Bile.
conversation, Hickory just kind of like elbows Lotus lightly, and she's like, "Do you want to do literally anything other than this?"
Okay.
Dude, fantastic.
Meanwhile, Dolus is like, so, what about, like,
They regurgitate.
Did you say
what's
we?
their weakness? Dolus is like, what's their weakness? Like, what can lure them in?
Oh, lots of
Fucking.
things. Awful, waste, the sounds of a crying child. Sounds weak, so they that can lure them in.
Mm.
Do you want me to start with the things that make them not super powerful? I don't plan on fighting these things.
Okay, no. When you introduce a creature and that is a nightmare, introduce it with why it's dangerous and if it's dangerous and what it is.
Okay.
And then maybe you can go to its weaknesses after that. Like, start with why we should avoid it, if we should.
got it.
Then go to weaknesses, and then if there's time, then you can go to reproduction.
Okay. There's a creature called the Otiug,
Huh.
and it's bad because it has a giant mouth
just
that can
said
rip
start-
you to shreds.
Oh, okay. It's bad. I see. Dangerous.
It can rip
bad.
you to shreds.
Okay.
You can lure it with things like intestines or scat. Or
All right.
something
So
that's
now
weak.
let's move on. Where did they go? Help someone.
You told me to do this.
Hickory and Lotus. had
I know. I
fucked
really
off.
wanted. I was like, I want to give Crow a little moment here.
You just
I was
told
trying
me to
to
do
cut you
it.
off. I know I did. I was trying to cut you off before you got to the reproduction part.
But
So-
you said I could get the protection.
We
And
ran out of
you-
time.
We're out of time.
Dolus, you have a lot of uncomfortable conversation with Hush.
Hell yeah, man. That's my favorite kind.
This thing
Lotus,
is tight.
Hick,
Yeah.
play rollies.
I
Okay.
literally
Play tic-tac-toe.
I DM Noah's like, hey, one of rollies for tic-tac-toe.
Oh shit! I didn't
Way
see
ahead
that.
of
I'm
you,
in straight.
bud.
All right, I'm 13.
17. Get
Fuck.
fucked.
Lotus is good. That headband's working.
I'm just good at tic-tac-toe. Ask Kay.
No, Ray's a fucking cheater at TikTok.
I'm not a cheater.
What does that mean?
Ray
We're playing
cheats
TikTok.
Every
every time.
time we've played tic-tac-toe, I've won.
Because you're cheating!
I'm not cheating.
Ray, we're playing after
Are they
this. Mark
cheating?
my words.
We're talking
Everybody's gonna have tic-tac-toe matches after this, but for the
No.
moment,
We're not doing
I
Lotus
this.
lost.
has Hickory several times at tic-tac-toe.
Yeah. Do I at least get a game?
Oh yeah, you definitely get a game in there. You
All
rolled
right,
a
sick.
13.
Yeah.
It's just that Lotus definitely wins a majority of the
Yeah. Literally,
that
at one
you
point,
count.
Hickory just kind of looks at her and is like, "A headband is working.
No, it's just me.
Are you just good at tic tac toe?"
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I love the thought that that's just Lotus's trait. Just
Yeah.
tic-tac-toe.
Well, it's in her tool proficiencies, actually.
God, a tic-tac tool. Anyways, so you guys, after another hour or so, you do the ship starts slowing down.
I just thought of the saddest reason as to how Lotus is really good at tic-tac-toe.
She played
didn't have-
it with herself.
She didn't have friends, so she played on her own.
Oh my God.
She solved the game for herself.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could you could play like every variation of the game.
Yeah. Tic-tac-toe is a solved game.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just like chess.
No.
I mean, yeah.
So, Cryo, We're in
as
the
the
desert.
ship is coming down, Lotus, you got really high passive perception, but you lack dark vision.
Oh,
Other
That
than
bodes
Annie,
well.
we all do now.
Yeah, I'm peeking. Annie and Hush are the two with dark vision.
Oh.
epic.
So you see that you're sort of landing amongst a bunch of just a bunch of crap in the desert. You just sort of found a little area that was just cacti and scrub brush and stuff. And way out in the distance, with the benefit of your dark vision, you can make out a weird shape to the south. Some kind of like hilly structure. Lotus, with your super high perception, you can make out that there is something out in the darkness because there's a little bit of light coming from it. But you can't make out any sort of shape structure to it in the south.
I mean, isn't the... Sorry, not to fucking be a stickler, poke holes, but shouldn't, like, the desert at night be, like, decently bright because there's no... It's just the stars and the
just the stars,
moon,
but-
and there's nothing
Yeah.
around.
No, it's definitely like you guys definitely can see better close to you from like dim light, but there is just a it's mostly the lack of color and like from the darkness that makes it hard because the desert, lovely desert lesson for all of you as somebody who's traveled through the desert at night.
How it reproduces.
You shut the fuck up. No, it's so fucking hard to find shit in the desert at night because everything is just the same dull fucking grayish blue because it loses all color in it. So unless you have light of some kind or just really good night vision, it just looks like a blob of nothing out into the distance.
So, but this thing is producing light.
Yeah, there is some kind of light there that Lotus can definitely make out, and everybody else can kind of make out that there's something in the distance. But it is still far.
Like how far?
Far.
Like, more than an hour's walk far.
Oh,
Is that Saracen?
the city?
I think
Probably.
it's like a structure.
Let's,
I can't. Hold up. I turned on the brights. That doesn't work. That didn't help.
that didn't... What are you doing?
Boom, his eyes just glow, and 60 feet out, there is a beam of light that just
Stop,
leaps
stop.
off.
Don't bring attention to ourselves.
It's a light. Turn them off.
If we can see that light, someone looking in this direction could probably see that one. Right. Is who's coming with us? Is it just our group going, or is like Lorelai coming?
Lorelai's not gonna
Oh,
let
that's
Yeah,
good.
I was gonna say, as you guys are getting everything sorted, Lorelai and Eggled are talking, and Lorelai has like a go bag, so she is clearly coming.
Lorelai,
What?
is that Saracen? Point at the blob.
No, it's Twinktania. Yes, it's fucking Saracen. Like, from
Okay,
how
thank you.
just goes back to talking to Eggled.
It's Saracen.
Great.
All of you who heard Lorelai say that to Dolus. Dolus confirmed.
Yeah.
Well.
Well,
Walking time?
Mm-hmm.
walking time.
Nice.
I float
And,
up.
oh, for so long.
Hey.
All of you make your way down to the desert floor below.
Is Zelina coming?
Yeah, Alina's coming.
Let's go.
You didn't wait for her, so she's coming down the ladder. She's coming down.
Yeah, Hickory, when she
Oh,
goes down, she just kind of like props herself up on the railing and just like leans back. And then
You just do the
Cool.
fall.
Yep.
I go up and I help her down. Not Hickory, Zelina.
Alina's like
Sorry.
partway down the ladder. You just come up and grab her, and she's just like, "Oh, okay." Again, like the ladder goes over, you all go over in your various methods of like flight and floating, or someone carrying you. And Frankie and Felix at the top are just like, "Why? Why do we have this?
Thank you.
Just in case.
Fuck you!" Just-
Okay.
That's
the
mean,
ladder.
guys.
That's not mean. This is mean. Then a few seconds pass, and then just like a fucking, just a piece of wood just comes falling like right next to you, Hickory. I missed.
We were friends.
You'll get it next time, Felix.
Remembered your name.
How do the high heels feel
Good job,
in
Funky.
the desert sand?
Oh, you step down, and your heel is just sinks into the sand.
Is one of their names actually Felix?
Yes.
Frankie
Oh, let's
and
go!
Felix.
Funky and fresh.
They literally, Cryo literally said their names less than
You
2
think
minutes
I listen
ago.
when Cryo talks?
You should. This is why Cryo likes me more.
But yes, so Annie, these shoes are not conducive to walking a few feet in the desert, let alone marching through it.
I think I found quicksand.
For the rest of you, it is not quicksand. Annie is just wearing high heels on sand.
Take your shoes off.
Or change shoes. Okay.
Are you still sinking?
I'll look below and see that like there are just holes in the ground of the sand, and then I'll like walk forward.
You take a few steps and you're just very wobbly because you essentially don't have a heel for your shoes as you walk.
I don't like this.
I'm sorry.
Gets on her broom. I'm not walking.
Okay.
Lorelai's like, you could also take off your shoes, right?
They are off.
What?
She took them off.
She took her shoes off.
Oh, did I just
I
miss
said,
that?
no,
Yeah,
I said,
yeah,
I
I
said
went-
take your shoes off, and she went voom. Or
Oh.
shift weave, just the shoes just disappear.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, you walked just fine because you didn't have heels sinking into the dirt.
She didn't like the feel of the sand.
She hates.
I will say, you with your bare feet would feel the sand is still warm. Like, the sand is... Honestly, with you, with your cold body, it probably felt nice. Like, the sand was warm.
Never mind.
If the sand is warm at night, does it mean it's hot during the day?
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, you don't wear shoes.
I don't wear shoes.
We have wrappings.
Will that help?
Yes.
Shoes are like,
It will
this
help.
is cold.
It will help.
Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Lotus sits down and starts wrapping her feet.
You start wrapping your feet, and Lorelai is like, we're gonna get to the city before the sun comes up.
But what if there's sand in the city?
It's
There
rock,
is. Yeah.
Won't rock also get hot?
Yes.
but we'll be out of the sun.
We'll be out
Also,
of
I
this.
just meant you should put your wrappings on later.
Oh, okay. She has 1 foot wrapped.
Well, you guys are all having your moment of just like, whoa, sand, desert, like what's happening? Lorelai is like taking a few steps every time before you talk about something and like stopping and turning back.
I'll offer Alina a piggyback ride on my flotation.
She gladly accepts.
Cool.
Just hangs out with you.
I
Lotus,
float.
for a solid 5 seconds, like, piggyback on a piggyback.
Lotus.
Is Alina strong enough?
Lotus, what are you muttering
Can I
about?
get on that
What are you
piggyback
muttering
as well?
about?
Nothing.
Okay.
Hush like cues over to Lotus. Do you think Alina can hold me?
Maybe. Were
Hush
we
saying
thinking the
quiet
same
part
thing?
out loud.
Maybe what?
Nothing.
What were you thinking?
Nothing.
What were you thinking?
Nothing. thinking?
Lotus,
Lotus.
what were you
Hello,
thinking?
my beloved brother.
Oh, you're gonna be in trouble.
What do you mean?
That's some fake nice stuff.
I float up like 5 feet.
You all set off into the desert with Dolus fucking 8 feet above the group and just floating in the air. You guys are gonna walk for like an hour and 40 minutes through the desert.
Yeah,
Epic.
Can
it's our favorite.
Can I summon something to carry me?
No, we're trying to keep a low profile.
Dolus is floating in the air!
Dolus also wears all black.
Do you not see
Petrie's
Annie
black!
Flying?
Annie is on a broom.
My argument
Screw
is
it, I'm
falling
summoning
apart.
something. I'm going to... Fuck it, I'm summoning it. Cryo.
You summon it?
I'm summoning it.
No, I know what you meant. I was just confirming that you were summoning it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm summoning it. Hush is just like... I don't want to walk anymore. And he holds out his hand, and the same, like, summoning portal that normally comes up when Petrie or Gobi come up. But this time, it's
A
something
black
different.
dragon comes.
Yes!
No.
Something different
Worse.
comes out. It looks like a
You want to just put it in
big...
private talks?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Epic.
For our listeners, it looks like kind of like a really big, bulky crocodile with a big mouth and tendrils.
Oh,
No eyes. The only thing
Oh.
that part of its body that has eyes is one of the tendrils.
Oh.
Like
It's,
the tentacles.
Yeah. This image is orange, but Hush's is dark purple.
Wow.
How do you pronounce it again, Crow?
Otiug.
Otiug.
Of
Um,
course.
Hush. What is that?
Oh, I told you about it. It's an Otiug. He hops over to it.
Oh, that's the.
Puppy! Climbs up onto its back. Hi, bud.
He just makes that sound again.
Can you
What is
carry
he
me
saying?
for a little bit? Thank you, buddy. This is Pubby.
Hubby. Pubby.
P-U-B-B-B-Y.
Puppy.
This is an Otiug. They have a giant mouth that can rip you to shreds, and they
I
eat
see that.
They eat offal.
I could-
Absolutely adorable and comes up and hugs it.
Hickory,
Huh?
can you carry me?
Yeah.
Let's go.
She
you
like picks
can't-
Lotus up and then immediately catches up with Lorelai and is just like, I every time I think I get used to it, and then something new happens. Is this how you feel when we come back to the boat? Is that why you don't leave us alone anymore?
Yes. Because my other option would have been for that to show up on deck one day.
Puppy!
Every single day, and somehow this is still new.
How big is Puppy?
He's a large creature, so he is like 10.
Big enough for Hush to ride on comfortably.
He is like the size. He's like the size of a small rhino. Like, have you ever seen one of those like
Oh my
slightly
God.
taller than human rhinos? Yeah.
Okay.
I could probably sit comfortably in his mouth as a small-sized creature. I'm not going to. But
Well,
Hush is
are
just
you-
on top of it, giving him big scratches.
Are you still a small-sized creature?
Yep, I'm 4 feet. I'm just barely allowed to be small-sized.
Short-ass 15-year-old.
Lotus,
Hmm?
I'm just glad you can't summon any horrors.
Why?
Because we don't need more.
Maybe one day.
I can't summon any horrors.
No, you just become it.
I.
That's kind of like your shtick.
Hmm.
It's cool, and I'm glad you don't do it when we're walking or trying to sleep.
Okay.
I don't summon him when you're sleeping. That you know of.
You are very proficient at intimidation, dear. Like Alina in your arms just kind of like mutters.
Oh, I thought she was piggybacking. Am I
She is
princess
piggybacking.
carrying her?
Please
Oh.
tell me you are.
I mean, when you took her off the ladder, you were princess carrying her. And
Well,
she
no,
was
but then
like-
I offered her a piggyback ride. I said.
Okay, well then she's your backpack because she's
Yeah.
Puppy, can you give Annie
Yeah.
a ride too?
just looks at you with its mouth like agape.
I don't think Annie needs a ride. I think Annie has a ride.
A horse.
And he gets on top.
There it is.
Puppy rides!
Just runs forward. Just
Is he speaking a language that Hush understands?
It is mostly just making animal sounds from Hush's perspective.
okay.
It is not talking. It is not speaking a language he understands. Actually, the language of the Otug is not one that Hush knows.
Nope,
Damn.
I can't communicate with this one. Unless he
You can
speaks
command it though.
I can. He's mine. He's a big hungry boy.
Yeah, a big hunk of boy.
Hi,
A
Lacey.
big hunk of boy.
You're not a horror.
Bad joke. Let's move on. So you guys,
I said horror.
I know. But I was gonna make a joke that wasn't horror.
But she is a whore.
So, Hickory carrying Lotus, Dolus carrying Lena, Pubby carrying the two of you, and now Lorelai just walking.
Lorelai carrying disdain for all of us.
carrying the group.
Lorelai carrying everyone's decision making.
You guys make your way through the desert for this obnoxious period of walking. It does get colder as you guys are out here as the night gets like further in. Gets down to the point where Fahrenheit, you're looking at like the 50s. Not cold enough to be frozen, but definitely cold enough that you have a moment of just like, ooh, Ray leaning in to convert it to Celsius.
A chill autumn day.
Isn't that like
For
10?
everywhere else in the world, it's 10 degrees Celsius.
I was right! I was right! I'm never good at Celsius!
Yeah.
For everywhere else in the world, fuck you. Also, like,
For the
Play a
sake of
Star Spangled
everybody,
Banner.
for the sake of everybody, earlier when it was still early into the night, and I said it was the high 70s Celsius, that's like 27, 26, something like that. Anyway,
Hot.
hot, yeah, hot, but definitely way colder than the desert in the day. Yeah, the stars properly come out as the night gets like into the better part of the length of it, and it is the nicest like view of the stars you guys have had. There are no trees or weather blocking your way. There are no clouds in the sky of any kind. And other than that little pinprick of light in the distance that you are now getting closer towards, for hundreds of miles, there is no source of light.
Wow.
It's very pretty. It's not quite the same feeling you guys got when the aurora showed up over you in Ubua. There's no big event going on in the sky above you. But you just feel very much like you're at one sort of with the universe as you walk, fly, float, ride through the desert.
as we're passing by, just like staring up at the sky, I'll say like under my breath, so Alina would probably hear it and just wish you could have seen it.
Got like her chin resting on your shoulder and her head like plopped against her, and she's like, I'm sure he's seeing it now.
Maybe he's up there. One of the stars looking down on us.
It's amazing how little, but how much of a family resemblance there is among adopted siblings. She like tilts her head and looks at Annie riding on the back of Pubby.
Yeah.
More siblings is fun, don't you think?
I have a complicated relationship with more siblings. For me, more siblings meant more people being born and cursed to live through the same pain that I did growing up.
Not to shoot down your sort of emotional moment, I meant more siblings in the party.
You mean more siblings? Oh.
Like we had the two of you, and then we had the 2 of the Corys. Now we have... I mean, we don't still have Mara, but we have Annie.
I thought you meant like in general, like the concept of having more siblings.
No. Hush and I are the solo children.
Yeah.
And then there's whatever Twink is, because I don't know anything about his family.
Yep. Well, that he'd ever tell us.
This is the epitome of just like a kid at the sleepover. It's like, you guys ever thought about dying?
Going to bed.
You go, don't you guys? Oh, it's the perfect weather for swimming. My dog drowned one time.
Just that kid that overshares.
And everybody kind of just like...
runs up to you
I
in a
thought
park
she
and
was
is just
asking if it's more fun to have more siblings, like as a family.
My favorite
Like-
food is Pop-Tarts. My grandma died on food.
he runs over to you in a
On
park and it's
food,
just like,
it's a drug.
he's like,
on
this park
food.
is really fun. It distracts me
She
from the
choked
fact
on
my
food and
parents
died.
are getting divorced. And then he runs away.
Yeah.
My dad
I
could beat you
thought she
up.
was
I don't know,
asking
my
me a
dad.
question that I don't think Dolus was prepared to answer.
It's perfect. It's perfect. But yeah, she just kind of just like still all nuzzled up to you. She's like, it's okay. Siblings are a good thing, all in all, you know? They usually mean good things. I mean, you felt that way, but look at Lotus. She like kind of like tilts her head over to where Lotus is, I assume chatting Hickory's ear off.
Well, currently, at one point, Hickory asked Lotus, she's like, okay, so there's a debate that goes on with me and Doc. Who's your favorite?
Of what?
Me or him?
I like Hush.
What?
Yeah, fuck you, bitch.
Not an option.
Dab me up, puppy.
I mean,
Dap me up, puppy.
Hickory just has a moment of, that's the most hurtful answer you could have given.
you kitty. I mean, I do like Hush. Hush is my best friend. But, like, I don't know, it's hard. It's hard because it's like, you guys are totally two different people, and even though you guys are siblings, it's like if I asked you, like, do you like me or Dolus more? Like, you know,
It's
like,
you.
that's...
I'm glad Alina keyed me over to this conversation. Did you get my feelings
No, you can't
hurt?
hear it. It's only enough for these two. They're just kind of muttering.
Yeah, so they're having their little chit chat about favorites as Alina gestures. She's like, I mean, like, obviously you felt bad in the moment because of all the stuff that you just said. But, I mean, it's good that she's here.
Yeah.
I don't
mean,
think life would be as nice if she wasn't. After all, if she hadn't been born and all that bad stuff hadn't happened to you, you wouldn't have ended up here, and I wouldn't have gotten you. And she squishes you little.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
So you gotta stop thinking of things so pessimistically. I say as the person who always assumes the worst.
I think it's. I mean, it was less of thinking pessimistically and more like just remembering that time of my life. And to this day, I had never felt that much rage before. Because especially understanding that, like, when I became intelligent enough to come to the conclusion that I'm sure my father had come to a while back, that not only was my mother cheating on him with some humanoid, she'd done it twice, and she had done it knowing what kind of life she would be bringing into the world and what kind of treatment that she would be facing. She didn't care. She didn't care about any of that. And that was what made me angry the most, was her apathy, was her indifference to the pain she was cursing her to.
Well, that's why you're better than her. You have remorse and self-control.
There's like a long
Pause.
And like to the point where Alina's is like almost like, you good? And then there's just sometimes apathy is necessary.
Okay. Whatever you say, dude. She kisses you on the cheek. Yeah, hush.
The entire time that this moment's happening, Hush is like turned back on Pubby, like staring at Annie, just like filling her brain with facts about the Otug, and it's like, yeah, and the Underdark, they use them as garbage disposals. You can actually train them, but if you don't provide enough meat and waste and garbage, though, they could possibly eat their trainer. And they're the most food motivated thing that I can summon.
How do you feel about pigs?
Did they have pigs on Yuba? Was that one of the?
You've encountered pigs before, yes.
Yeah. They're loud and can be scary if they get scared.
And boar?
I saw some on Twintania, and I heard that they're weird there. I've never encountered them myself. I was up in the mountains for most of my life. BA before Agra Hill.
Who?
So I give her the rundown.
So then this happens.
I tell her about the aboleth and the fact that I'm 1,015 years old.
Dolus and Hush are trauma dumping, and Hickory and Lotus are debating on who their favorite is.
I was given fun facts, then it turned into trauma dumping.
Gosh. So,
And now I have gills and trauma.
So much
you're-
It was
trauma.
mourning, and then it was trauma.
So you're kind of like me, where everyone you know is actually dead.
What?
Yeah, I'm kind of like you in the fact that all of the people that I grew up with and my parents, I think, are dead. I don't know about my dad.
You tried messaging him.
No, I never met him.
Probably doesn't matter too much then.
No, I just know his name. I learned it from Vecnos, because we got stuck into a dream with him, and he told me my dad's name. You missed a lot.
I can tell.
I was the new guy before you, and I was getting briefed on a lot of things, and it still surprises me the things that have happened. And I've only been here for like a month, 3 weeks.
I got a bit of a rundown from Mara.
So you know
But-
about the serpent.
Yes.
That was the one thing that I wish I was there for.
I'm sure we can meet another one. We put our foot down enough.
I don't know if they're gonna like it if we put our foot down and say we want to go see a Leviathan. I feel like putting our foot down has rules or a threshold of what we can and can't do. They don't let me summon my creatures on the boat, but they can't stop me from summoning them out here. Right, puppy.
Have you tried doing it anyways?
When I do the things that I want to do anyways, it tends to something explodes or I make a camp really scared or I get paralyzed.
Interesting.
When I would do what I want, it often ended blowing up in my face.
It often ends in tragedy.
So I've held off on the pranking a little bit. I was gonna
I guess I
prank
could
you.
kind of say the same thing with the Mara thing. Otherwise, not too much.
Does it end in tragedy?
The Mara thing?
Yeah, that ended in tragedy, right? That definitely did.
Yeah. I'd say so.
At least you can feel.
But I won't know
tragedy.
until I try again.
What are you gonna try again?
We'll see.
I'm concerned.
Why?
What are you gonna try? We don't have Mara. What are you gonna try again?
No, nothing with Mara. I know
I'm
you-
confused with the
that's a
context of this.
sensitive points in all of your lives, and I'm not here to, frazzle you all. But more so, doing things off the beaten path. I don't see anything wrong with that.
As long as it doesn't hurt anybody, it should be fine. Just don't do anything that's gonna hurt us, okay?
I wouldn't do it on purpose.
Okay, well, as long as it's... I don't know if that... As long as it's not on purpose, I guess. Scooches like a little bit. Hush is scooching farther away from the elf and closer to the aberration. You want to know how they reproduce?
oh my god. So,
Cryo, skip scenes, skip scenes, skip
yeah,
scenes.
I know. I understand the assignment. So, eventually, you guys properly start to make out the lights in the distance as you get much closer. Under this sort of night sky, you guys can really properly make out. One moment. Let me pull something up here. As you guys approach, number one, Lorelei is going to immediately, as you guys get closer, well, not immediately, but as you guys get closer, she's going to turn to Hush and she's going to be like, all right, get rid of Puppy.
Bye, Pop. I mean, he crawls himself down and like goes and gives him scratches under his giant fucking mouth. He's just like, bye, Puppy. Here, for your travels. I like toss a butterscotch in.
It is just a maw. So it's like throwing something in a dumpster.
For your travels. Thank you.
You almost hear it echo inside of his mouth.
He just like lowers back into the eye, into the ground. Hey, Puppy.
I'll miss you.
She'll miss him.
I think.
There it is.
Okay.
Will you?
And then Lorelei turns to the two of you who are floating with people on your back and is like, down.
I'm floating.
I thought you were using your boots.
Nah, man, I've been walking.
Oh, okay. Turns to the two of you who are floating still with Alina, but the one who's floating and carrying some.
I lower Alina onto the ground, and I immediately mask many faces.
Oh yeah, I was gonna
Contacts.
ask. Is it human time?
I stand in this one.
Oh, that's
If
an
it's not
awful
like
feeling.
goalless and ready to go, you might want to just hesitate until we're actually within sight. Same for you, Lotus. You can be not invisible until we get closer.
Mhm.
However, that fucking thing could be spotted from a mile away.
He's a good boy.
Could you? Was he saying things? Was he also saying that he wanted to eat us?
No, I can't understand him.
Oh,
So it could
so
have
he
been.
really? I mean, he could have been trying to eat us, or he could have been a good boy.
You were like, oh my gosh, hi, Pubby, you're such a good boy. I crave blood.
Put garbage in my mouth, damn it!
Put the children in my mouth.
Or
You said
the
he eats kids.
opposite, and he just wants scritches.
Yeah, maybe he
Yeah,
was
maybe
like,
he's-
oh
maybe
my
you all
god,
think
thank
you
you. I know
Near
I
the
am
end of
such
the
a
world,
good
and he's
boy.
like, hi, could you love me, please? Thank you for the butterscotch. It's my favorite.
Yeah, you're like, all right, let's go, puppy. And then he's like, can I get more scritchies?
I hate
I
this.
like head pats. You're like, can Annie ride you too, buddy? And he was like, yay, friends.
They're
I think I hate this
misunderstood.
version more.
Yeah. And then you guys get to the point where you all can see a lovely sight in front of you. If you look in private talks, it's not the greatest artwork ever.
Ooh.
Saracen is built into sort of a hilly plateau that has had these larger pillars chunked out of it. They're very close to each other.
Oh.
You see all of these sorts of bridges and some stone, some wood connecting them, as well as more sort of pathways connecting to the outer hills that this is sort of sliced out of.
Does it remind Hush of the Cliff Wardens? Because they were like built up surrounding mountains?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It especially reminds you, specifically all of the windows, all the little lights peeking out. It reminds you a lot of those. Because a lot of the times the Cliff Wardens had their like structures built so that you were less out on the cliff.
Mhm.
So those sort of windows peeking out into the darkness is really familiar. It's a view.
It
Yes.
It reminds me of home.
So they're the towers, and those are lights. Like it's like things carved into the towers, like rooms and stuff. And then is it the same on like the sides of that plateau? Like it's like
Yep.
things like rooms and stuff carved in.
So imagine it as a sort of like a horseshoe shape.
Yeah.
In the middle of the horseshoe are those three pillars. And then there's the rest of that like plateau.
Is there anything on top of the plateau that we can see?
At a glance, you don't really see anything up there on top. I mean,
Do
you can-
those-
especially not at night.
Do those like because I'm trying to.
The
there are
bridges do
bridges
appear to go to the top.
Go to the
of
top.
plateau.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't
see.
see any like big structures up there. Like you don't see like any buildings or anything on top of the plateau, especially at
Okay.
night. You can't make anything out.
Fucking sick, man. That's
I
cool.
will say, and you can kind of see it in the art. One of the pillars, the shortest one of the pillars, has no windows.
Huh.
It only has a few structures up near the top, and then it is all just solid sandstone all the way down.
Guys, I think that's the prison.
I bet it's cool in there.
I think it's the prison.
No, like cool, like cold.
Oh.
Where's
Not
the
like it's cool. I
observatory?
don't think it's cool in there.
It
It
looks
might be.
epic in
I
there.
don't know what they have in that.
Prisoners.
Do I see the observatory at all?
I'm at this distance, even at night, you guys aren't going to make out any specific buildings or structures. Because they're tall. They are hundreds of feet tall. So you are at the bottom, staring up at these things in the distance.
Like an observatory, though, would be purposefully made to jut out.
Of the
Yeah.
top. And you are on the bottom, looking up at these big things.
I see. Okay.
They have it wrapped around like the way the Croatus had them.
Oh.
This is
Oh.
nostalgic.
I don't know what you're talking about, but this is very fascinating.
I ain't reading all that, but congratulations, or I'm sorry.
How do we get?
Pissing my
In.
fucking Cheerios.
How do we get up there?
There should be an entrance near the bottom of one of the plateau sides, right? Like Alina like looks at Lorelai like almost like questioningly, and Lorelai's just like, I don't know, I don't come to the fucking desert, and just starts walking.
Worst
I
case
guess-
scenario, we make our own stairs.
No.
No magic.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that would be the worst case scenario. We would probably be arrested.
I think
Or
worst
kill.
case scenario, we just fly up there.
Also a bad look.
Let's just go. Let's just start walking.
As you guys get closer and start to be able to make out more of sort of lights and where locations are, there is sort of tucked back into the U shape of the horseshoe. There definitely is some sort of big entrance, like back there behind the pillars, that will take you up the plateau. It's a
Oh, is the
big
city
sort
built into the plateau?
of-
It's all
Mhm, it's the plateau
inside?
and the pillars, yep.
Oh, sick.
So it is like a massive stone gate into the base of this plateau between the plateau and the pillars. So just so casually hidden behind the pillars, so I didn't have to draw it.
That's so fucking cool.
There are pathways that form too as you walk up into this. This whole area, as it's rock sort of jutting out of the sand, there's scrub brush and plants that kind of like start forming, and as you walk back into this U shape, there are like a few natural little creeks that seem to be bubbling up from somewhere.
Huh.
So there's plants and water
Oh.
back in this little
I
spot.
guess it was known as the Oasis, so that's fair.
Mm-hmm. As you were walking past the pillars and everything, if you sort of follow the sound and like sight of water, you even see between
Excuse you.
the three pillars at the base, sort of lit up. There are some torches and stuff in there. There are trees. There are trees, and there is water, like there in between them all. Yes.
As we're going around the pillars to get to there, just like to see if I can confirm first off that smallest pillar is based on the blueprints that we saw, that it's the prison.
It does seem to match structurally and like shape-wise the layout you got of the hollow.
Okay, and then as we're walking around the pillars, I just want to try and look up look up and down the hollow and just try and see, based on Like at the blueprints, like what the orientation of the hollow is, because like there was the 4 doors, like, and like there was like the one big door, like where.
From that, and all of that stuff is up top. So the
4
hollow.
security doors.
They're at the top, and they go down, and then you go down once you're inside.
Oh.
The entrance of the hollow is on top.
Okay. Well, can I
Probably
look
to
up
make
and
it
see?
even harder to break out.
Can I look up and see if I can spot a
Make
door
a
or two?
perception check.
Let's go. First roll of the session. 2 hours.
That's not true.
There were rollies.
Lotus and I played.
Rollies doesn't count.
Fuck you! It's a roll.
Perception.
rollies doesn't count.
That's 18. 15 plus 3.
18. So in the dark, you can definitely make out that far above you, the sort of structure that you can kind of see on the drawing a bit rings around the entire top of this third pillar of the hollow. So you cannot, just from the angle you're at, you can't get an idea of where they are. But looking for little light sources up top, you get the idea that one of them is sort of your direction. Assuming that there is a light by each door, there is one off to the side that you are on currently, underneath this bridge that you're walking under.
We can scout out during the day. It's all right. I just wanted to see if I can get that out of the way now.
Okay. You guys come up on the gate, and there are a few people stationed there. There are some guards and stuff. So as you guys are like coming up towards the light, Lorelai kind of like whispers back to those of you who are not yet in form of disguise or hidden, and just being like, all right.
Are they gonna question us?
Probably.
What's our cover story?
Traveling.
We're traveling. This is the only place in the whole desert, so of course we came here.
All right.
I'm going to hop off of Hickory and turn invisible, because this is still the same day where I used my disguise self.
Yep.
See, I was gonna try and use locate person, then I realized we hadn't slept, so I don't have it.
I'm gonna look like a sandbender.
A what?
Sandbender from Avatar.
Annie changes
desert.
into like her crop top and shorts, but now she's got all of like her bandages and her scarf like wrapped around her head and everything she does. She looks like a blue version of the Sandbender.
Right. We've got this.
Mm-hmm.
Do I look convincing?
If you stop asking, yes.
Well, yeah, but
You look great.
all right.
Let's keep going.
If you walk up, one of the guards kind of they seem to be really casual. A couple of them are just sitting on crates and stuff near the opening. They are wearing something clearly similar to the Empire guards you've seen before, but they have none of the shoulder pauldrons or anything. It's all like ripped off, and they're just in like sleeveless sort of chest gear. And they do, yep.
They have a cat.
They have a cat. A lot of them have like wrapped around their waist like this sort of like linen cloth that you get the idea they can probably just pull off and wrap around like their heads if the sun gets too hot. And yeah, one of them kind of like stands at attention as you come up and just, oh, hello there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hickory immediately mind links and goes, "Don't talk."
With who?
Why? Why?
You're not a good human.
Yes, I am. It's
not.
always worked. This has worked 100% of the time.
If we die because of this.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Suppose it's good, yeah, might as well be. You got anything to declare? Any weapons? Any contraband? Of course. I mean, I guess they probably wouldn't declare contraband, would they? No, and like a few of the guards like laugh this dude. I'm sorry, I'm tired.
No, sir. Just travelers.
Right. Gestures at all of your bags. Gonna have to look in them.
Okay.
Right. Any pockets? Turn them out. searching
enough.
through. Let's see who's got stuff in their bags.
Me. It's me. I have poisons. Well, they just
Oh,
kind of look like
I-
potions.
I also have poisons.
I mean, there's lots of various things that you guys have actually.
Luckily,
Um,
my sword is stored in my arm, and
I want to mention I am going to be walking on my tiptoes and following somebody else's footsteps.
Okay.
That's
I
smart.
do have the
Um,
crossbow, the very big crossbow that I forgot about.
Yeah,
Counts as bad.
Okay, but like to be fair, travelers
Yeah.
kind of.
We have weaponry for the sake of protecting ourselves. We've been walking.
all right. Perfect. Yeah, that's fine. Who's giving their bag up first?
I'll do it. Oh, okay.
Annie, you
does
give
it.
your bag up.
Yeah.
Wish we had
Opens it
Twink
up.
right about now.
Starts looking through. Annie, what'd you do with your broom?
It's up my ass.
It
Your
would
broom and your
probably-
wand.
It would probably blend in with my disguise.
How are you?
Broom?
How?
Like put it on my back. Kind of like a.
So
a
there's
weapon.
just a broom on your back?
No, it would not like actually appear there because I'm disguised. Is that possible with disguise?
Are you
self?
doing
I'm pretty
disguise self?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, well then, yeah. As long as he doesn't
Yeah.
touch your back, then
Mhm.
doesn't feel the broom there.
All right. In that case, I don't
Cryo.
think you have anything else of note to find here.
Mr. Lane.
Yes, that's me. Hello.
As Annie steps forward and he's doing this inspection, can like in the movement of the people, can I like try and step behind someone and stealthily have my rod go into my ring?
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Cool. I'm great at those.
I have a grenade.
I will be using a lucky point. That's a lot better. That's a dirty 20. 18 plus 2.
Oh, you beat the perception check by so little. But yeah, no one notices. You kind of just shuffle. It kind of almost looks like you're just like scratching your back.
Yeah.
And you shuffle back, and then just.
It's like the guy's like, was there something on his back? I guess not.
Yeah. Annie, your bag is given back to you. They sort through it. He does sort of hesitate on the bottle of Alchemist's Fire for a second. He kind of swishes it around. And then you get the idea that he probably just gets alcohol and gives you the bag back. Yes, Hush?
Thank you.
While they are checking her bag, Hush is going to open his bag and just like set it down. And I'm going to use my invisible mage hand to just grab the vials and just kind of put them behind me.
So there's just floating vials behind you now?
I mean, I'm gonna
Okay.
put them like they're gonna like just hover behind me. Like, I mean, are they staring? Is there multiple people?
I mean, yeah, there's a few people here at the gate.
Well, my mage hand doesn't require any components
You're-
whatsoever.
You can put it behind you without that, like anyone immediately. There's no one right now behind you. Just it's not going to be
Because
the
these guys are
simplest thing if you're moving around or if they start moving around. Just
because like
to walk.
they're taller than you too. So if he's standing and he's looking down at you and seeing behind you,
So there are like five, or I guess I won't say 5 or 6.
I thought there
There
was
are
only one
6
guy.
guys here.
Apologies.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, it was
thought
like a
there
few
was,
guys
like,
and then one guy
1 to
stood up.
2.
Yeah. No, one dude stood up. There are 6. I just decided the number right now. There are 6 guards here. I have such a bad habit of saying 5 or 6, like people. I need to really just decide.
Or like 4 or 5.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Now that I know there are 6 people, there's probably not a way I can roll this to where I can keep it. What are you doing?
I have a grenade.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
have a grenade.
Okay. That's
Where did
a
you
good
get a
reason to sit
grenade?
here and go.
I've had it
Got
since the
it
Westwood.
You didn't use it? Why?
No.
Did I?
No, you didn't.
I never
You're
used
the
it.
only one with a grenade still.
Maybe I
That's
forgot to
been a
get rid of
thing.
it. I don't know.
No. I know. You're the only one with a grenade still.
Cool, that's great. Fuck.
Okay.
I think Mara still had a grenade.
Okay, there you go.
I'll go up next.
All right, Dolus, your bag is up.
Hand in my bag.
They start going through your bag again. Kind of hesitates over the alchemist fire because, like, what the fuck? The bottle of mud. They're also just like, is weird. And now, of course, they pull out your mask and they kind of give it a couple once-overs.
Do you like it? It's custom made. My father made it for me.
I wish I had wrist pocket right now.
Oh, it's very nice. Would you give me one moment? Turns
Or-
like one of the other guards, and he's like, I'm gonna need the goggles. And they go rummaging around in like one of their bags and come over, hand it to him. It's this weird pair of like multi-slit goggles, and he adjusts it on his head, and then he just pops it down. And sure enough, his face immediately kind of scrunches up now as he looks down at the mask. And then he just, these ones aren't my goggles. I need the ones I'm attuned to. And he hands it back to the person. They start digging through the bag. You have a brief moment to attempt some kind of distraction or something as they are.
What am I good?
I don't know.
Does Dispel
Yeah.
Magic work on magic items?
I don't think so.
Don't think so. I think it specifically doesn't work on them, especially if they're currently attached or attuned to somebody.
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. So,
Object.
magical true sight.
You also have to like, cast it too.
Dispel Magic's like written rules are it can temporarily suppress the magical abilities of a magic item, but it does not disenchant or remove magical.
I'm not
effects.
trying to remove. I'm trying to.
But
suppress.
people would still be able to tell it is a magical item. Whatever magic it has, though, it is just not doing in that moment.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's
if
like
I disable
His
their
goggles.
goggles.
no. What I'm saying though is if you identify a magic item, even if its magical effect is not going, it is still a magic item and can
But
still be
if
identified.
if
He's
he
using
takes
identify.
I'm trying to
he's using it
disable
on
the
their goggles, so he
not the
can't
magic.
identify it.
Goggles.
Yeah.
I'm silly. So yeah, I mean, you can attempt to
Yeah, I'm
Try
literally
and
gonna.
cast Dispel Magic.
Can I whisper the verbal component?
Yeah, you're gonna have to make a stealth check.
Sure am.
Hey, just letting you know you're mind linked to me, so you could maybe tell me that you're doing that.
Yeah, so
Make a
yeah,
distraction.
I connect to Dolus and it's just I can dispel magic on the goggles, but that's pretty much all. Yeah, she literally whispers the word real quick and
I start coughing. Sorry, sand.
Your DC will be different now that Dolus is coughing.
Yep. Oh, thank God. It's a 19.
All right, that is high enough that they do not notice you cast Dispel Magic. So the dude puts the goggles on, and then turns the mask over. He looks at a couple of the other things in Dolus's bag, like glances up at all of you, and then just think.
You like it?
It's great work, lovely.
Thank you.
You're good, sir. Next.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like,
Hickory
Step
pings
forwards past him.
Dolus and is like, Dolus, I have the grenade in my bag from the Westwood. I have the grenade in my bag from the Westwood.
What?
Help.
I'll step back towards Hickory as whoever is going next goes next.
Okay.
I'll,
Who is it?
I'll go next. I decided on what I would try to do.
Okay.
I can have, because those are definitely poison, and they are spell poisons. I'm going to. I'm not just gonna put it behind my back. I'm just gonna put it go under and just put it behind my cloak.
Oh,
I
behind
can
his
have it
cloak.
move. Yeah, I have a cloak on.
So,
True.
sorry,
And
while you're
mage hand
doing
is just
the,
floating under your cloak with you.
yeah,
You want me
I
to
have
sleight
a
of hand it
plan.
or something?
I would like a sleight of hand check. Yes, knowing you, I imagine it'll work out. But let's try it anyways.
Let's roll those dice.
Let's roll those dice.
I rolled 27.
Yeah, that perception check was 11.
Other than that,
Cryo.
everything else is on my body.
Okay.
Cryolane.
Yeah, that's me.
While he's checking Hush and doing that, I would like to stand behind Hickory. I'll just he's like, "You're good," and I'll step back to the group.
Mhm.
And I'll stand behind Hickory, and in your head to your link that you gave me, it's just like, hand it to me behind you. I'll put it in my ring.
Yeah, Hickory in the just kind of kicks her bag back to her back, and she for the most part stands with her hands behind her back anyway. She kind of shuffles through her bag, finds it.
I'm gonna need another sleight of hand check.
Actually, wait. As you're moving or whatever, and your bag is behind you, so I'll just be like, "Wait, stop," and I'll just standing there with my side obscured, reach into her bag, try and grab the grenade.
It's your sleight of hand check now.
It is you. I still need a sleight of hand check.
God damn it!
There's several
Saves
guards.
me.
I'm good. She's big. I'm obscured.
Yeah, this is
Sleight
better
of hand.
DC. That's all we get.
Not being at disadvantage from 6 people looking at you is what you get.
It's pretty sick.
I'm gonna use a lucky point just in case.
Okay.
I have one remaining. It wasn't bad. It was a 16, but I'll try and fish for a crit or something. Okay, that's better. That's 18.
18 is enough again to not be spotted as you really quickly
Was
just reach
16
in.
enough? Was 16 enough?
It was not.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you
All right,
reach
guys,
in.
no
and
more
you
sleight of
really-
hand checks for me. I'm not good at this stat.
You guys already sort of arranged in your brain, so you reach in with the information from Hickory and just grab the grenade really quick and pocket it. And then one of the guards is like, Sir, if you've already been cleared, can you just stand away from your group, please?"
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm my first time here, so
Yep, of course, no
Yep.
problem. Come on.
Come
I'll
over
walk
here.
by him. I'll
Over
walk
here.
by him and fist bump him.
Wait. Yeah, he fist bumps you.
Is there a saying, a greeting in Saracen? Is there a saying you guys have?
We say hi.
Hi.
The guards seem to, they're treating you kind of like you're a dumb tourist.
Exactly.
All right, Hush. Hush, what do you do with your staff of healing?
I just make it how I did earlier. I mean, it looked like a normal staff.
Okay.
The gem.
It's just a wooden staff.
Just a wooden carved
just looks-
staff.
It just looks like a wooden staff, and Hush just holds up his bag, and just
Yeah, they don't give a shit about your staff because they rolled a nat 1 on that check.
let's go.
I just remembered.
Yeah, so they give you back your bag.
Do they notice the cool ball that he loves that is in my inventory?
They don't
Give me
seem
the
to
goggles
pay-
for this ball. It's
They
too
don't
Hold
seem
on,
to
let me see
pay
this ball really
particular
quick.
attention to your ball. They do kind of hesitate with your crowbar because you're a child.
I forgot I have a crowbar.
Yeah, you do have a crowbar and a hammer. And
And a lot of thieves' tools.
Lorelai goes next to give Hick another moment to breathe. So
It's
many
okay.
knives.
I remembered a solution.
I'm going to follow in step with Lorelai.
Oh, okay. Make a
Okay.
stealth check with advantage.
Yeah. Because I know she can feel me. 'Cause
Mhm.
so stressful.
Natural 20.
Oh my god.
Woo! Yeah, you're good. You guys don't know where Lotus is.
Yeah.
Does Alina look panicked at all?
No,
Okay, just checking.
seems pretty calm.
Be cool. Be cool.
I just need to
She
get rid of
seems-
the grenade.
Seems like she's holding it together. Lorelai has, like I said, lots of knives. Lots. There is a solid like
All your
10.
knives.
10 knives in her bag. They basically pull it out and they're like 1, 2, 3. Like they're stacking knives and she's just nodding like proudly. They pull one of her guns out and they're like, "It's nice." She's like, "Thanks, pearl handle." They go through the rest of her stuff. She doesn't have any of her magic stuff on her, so they put them all back.
I'm so stressed right
She is
now. Something's gonna go wrong at the last second.
All right, Hick.
Delilah pulls
I
up
got
at
this.
the last
You
second.
were Alina.
It's me. I got this. So Hickory walks up and presents, the crossbow, because that's just impossible for me to hide.
One of the dudes is like, "Whoa!" And another one in the back is just like, "Oh, can I hold that?"
Sure. She kind of like hands it over for a moment while she
he, like,
opens up her bag.
Her chunks it back really heavily and just is like testing it while the other dude goes through your bag.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're good. They go through all of your stuff, and they seems like it's fine.
Seems like.
At one point, the guard with you kind of like stops. He puts a hand up in front of you, and he's like, gives you a little look over, kind of like looks at your boots, especially with their little wings emblazoned and attached to the sides.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just like, "All right," and pats you on the shoulder. "You're good.
Thank you. If you wouldn't mind.
Give her the crossbow back." "Thanks. It was really cool."
Do they find my old bounty hunter badge? I would still
no,
have the Empire
on your
one.
person. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you keep that on your person, so no.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, Alina comes up and she puts her bag
Alina
down.
gets arrested.
No, you all have this moment of tension because Alina has a bunch of magical components and a spell book and like a focus and all of this sort of stuff. And she opens her bag and it's all there, like potions and everything. And the guards kind of like raise eyebrows and she's like, "Yeah, so there's the spell book and the blah, blah, blah." Like she just starts listing everything off, and they're all just kind of like they're kind of sitting there listening. And then before the guy can even answer the question, she's like, "And this is my license."
Oh.
Yep.
And they're like, "All right. Altairi stamp from the big city. Okay. Good." And she's like, "Thank you." She just picks her bag back up and just follows, like happily, like walks up to you guys, just, "Okay."
Thank you. Have a great night. Continuously. From now to morning. Keep having a good night. And a good morning when
Hickory
morning
pings
comes.
to Dolus. Shut up.
It's working. Shut up.
Regardless, she also has that moment of just like, I really just need to get rid of the grenade because I don't even think my bounty hunter status can explain an artificer's silver grenade.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye. Like all the guards, just as they go back to their sort of casual.
We will be going in the city.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna have to kill them.
And like I'm like smiling as I'm waving them. And as soon as I turn around, this face just like this like just like drops. Like wrinkles like set in.
You seemed really nervous.
What do you mean?
The way you talked, you jumbled all your words together and just kind of kept going on and on and on.
I was just, trying to be
Being
more like
overly
a
friendly.
no, being more like a human.
Hmm.
That's
Is
my
that what humans are
impersonation
like?
of a human. Yes.
I haven't heard that in so long.
I just kind of acted like myself,
Mm.
and it worked.
I don't know if that's what humans are like. I don't think I ever heard Eggold sound like that.
Well, but he's different.
Hello, everyone. I am Eggold. It is so good to see you.
Like an AI.
Hope you have a good morning day of the morning.
Polis's human impression is like a text-to-speech, like AI bot. Trust me, I've read books with humans in them, and I've met some humans. I know humans.
All my friends, human.
What do you think?
I'm an expert.
What do you think, Alina? Well, how was this impression?
It's good.
See,
Perception.
perception.
You mean insight?
Insight, yeah.
Survival.
Never mind.
Acrobatics.
Religion.
Never mind. I do a backflip.
Death saving throw.
What'd you roll?
Natural one.
Start writing it
Like,
down.
yeah, it was. And you're like, I guess I don't know as much about humans as I thought I did.
I should really start acting like that then.
Oh no.
No. Like Lorelei, you're. I don't know how good you'd be at acting without feeling.
I mean, it's more. Is it not more favorable than my regular demeanor?
He's got a point there.
Okay then.
I mean, I think I've studied plenty on how to act with emotions on my face.
It's true. Sometimes I really do think that you feel things.
Can we get a smile?
But then you say I don't, and I'm reminded that you don't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
No, don't.
No,
do
no,
that.
no.
No, never mind. Don't do that. There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, no. You're supposed to do it more like this, and then Dolus smiles, and it's like the most unnerving shit that you've ever seen.
Dolus,
Yeah.
never do that again.
Smile?
Just do
No,
whatever
it's-
that. I don't think that was a smile.
Guys,
Okay.
where are we going? Lena's
Right.
Let's look for the place we're supposed to be at.
The
You guys are in a
observatory.
You guys are in a big tunnel that as you get maybe 120 feet into, there are like little torches on the side and stuff, branches out in 5 different directions. There are 2 like walled off, or not walled off, but 2 closed doors. One pathway that seems to just keep going straight further into the plateau. Some stairs up and some stairs down.
We were given directions, correct?
To get to Astrid's place in the city.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Dolus was, and Dolus is good with maps, so he
I am
knows.
good with maps.
True. You know the house is out on one of the pillars. Told you it's out on the second highest pillar, so that you have to climb up to a bridge to the pillars and then get over.
Okay, let's start climbing up. We'll get to the observatory, but let's first get to where we're going to rest for the night so we know where to meet up if we split up or anything like that.
I was gonna ask, what time is it?
It's
Late.
night.
It is late. It is definitely like roughly around midnight. You guys don't know the exact time.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like 4 a.m. Never mind.
No,
What time is it? Night.
You're welcome.
because you guys got up really early for Fagan
Yeah.
and Astronaut.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Dolus, you just feel Lotus's hand on your hand.
Oh.
I'm getting sleepy.
Okay. Well, more reason to go find the place where we're going to be resting.
Let's go.
All right. You head up the
Sweet.
stairs. This is the most painful part of your journey.
Stairs?
Yeah, after
Damn
an
it.
hour and a half of walking through the desert on uneven sand, then having to walk up several hundred feet of stairs.
Several hundred feet.
I lived in ice home. I'm fine.
I'm
It was
I'm so
stairs.
weak. I'm bad with ladders, dog.
Me and Hush didn't walk.
Oh wait, yeah, I didn't walk. I
Yeah,
rode
I
Bubby.
floated.
True. You guys were
I
riding
have
on something.
some energy to do this.
My con is stupid, so I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm like, it is for those of you who float or rode something, this still sucks.
Yeah.
But it is not like your legs are turning to jelly or anything.
Hick walked with someone on their back all the way here.
I'm built
Yep.
different, bro.
Hick does
Yeah,
have
but
a
Lotus.
Lotus weighs like 30 pounds wet. Like there's
Lotus.
hollow.
Lotus is a small item compared to some things that Hickory carries around.
Yep.
Lotus
I'm pretty
weighs
sure my
60 pounds.
crossbow is. Oh, okay.
How much did you weigh?
60 pounds.
Oh,
And Hickory, on average,
You're a
carries
couple of
80
grapes.
pounds in her back.
Yeah. Like it wasn't that bad. Yeah, as you guys walk up, you start passing by more little it's almost like every few stories, everything flattens out for a little bit and there are kind of like streets. If you've ever sort of been in like how do I best describe this? You ever been in sort of subways or train tunnels or maybe even airports and there's just sort of that stretch of stores suddenly?
Yeah, the
and
liminal spaces.
yeah, it feels weird because it feels like a street of stores, but you are inside. That is the situation. Yes, Dolus.
Is this like Ulda? Is it like the Sapphire Avenue in Ulda?
Yeah, it is like Ulda.
Okay.
Or actually, it's better to say it's more like Radzat Han, like the market at Radzat Han.
Okay.
Anybody who plays Final Fantasy XIV out there just loved that interaction.
yeah.
But yes, it is like the markets of Radzat Han.
Shout out to you, Marcy.
Yeah, woo!
The only other person who plays it.
Just
the
three of
only
them.
other person who plays the game. It's us three.
MMO, really leaning on that M.
There are over 2 players.
So yeah, it seems quiet though. It feels very much like, I mean, it's the middle of the night, so you see a few people. There are definitely a few places open. You smell food here or there, but
It's a
it
Waffle
is
House.
midnight. Eventually, you guys do step out on top of the plateau, and in the direction of the pillars, there is various structures, little buildings, and the like. None of them more than like a story tall, which is why you couldn't see them from below. From up here, it just looks like a tiny little rinky-dink like village built on the edge of the cliff, with paths that head down the sides of the plateau, and then there is the bridge to the pillars. There are guards up here, but they're not going to stop you or anything because you're coming up from the stairs below.
We'll wave at them. Uncharacteristically smile.
It is
and
a
wave.
long rope, like wooden rope bridge. It's not made of
Epic.
stone. You guys start your walk across with little creaks and sways here and there.
This bridge is going to fall by the time we leave the city.
Guaranteed. If I had a nickel for every time a bridge fell apart while we were still on it, I only have 1 nickel right now.
But I'm about to have to.
The ropes on the bridge are thick, though. That does
Oh.
lend you some comfort. They are like as thick around as like Hickory with your high strength. I'll use you as the example. Like Hickory's thigh. They are thick around. So even
Shout
though
out
it
to
seems
you.
older and dusty and kind of sun treated, it's nice. Like it's not. It doesn't feel like it's gonna give out under you in an instant. It's just.
What about the wood
definitely-
planks?
Hmm?
What about the wood planks?
The wood planks look like a lot of them could use replacing, and some of them look like they have been replaced. It seems like they're
They're maintained.
frequently replacing them, but they are also frequently needing to be replaced because they're out in the desert sun all day.
Yeah.
I see.
So there are a few patches you're definitely not so sure about stepping on, especially if you're one of the people who doesn't have wings.
I got boots.
Even if you can fly, your instinct is to not step on it, is what I'm saying.
Valid.
I'll hold Alina's
I'm like, for those of you who weren't born with wings, you instinctually do not want to step on the loose boards.
And thus I do not.
But yeah, the pillars are very pretty up close at night, especially because they are just lit up. You guys, unfortunately, however, are walking onto the not lit up pillar. You guys will be walking right past the entrance of the hollow.
Damn, I wish I had locate person ready.
So as you get to the other end of this bridge, the pathways that sort of stretch out are carved out of stone and wood. And so up here, I guess the best way to describe it is like a ring of the rock has been cut into, and then there is a little ledge attached to it. So this whole walkway is like the length of a double wide road, and one lane is in stone, and the other lane is just a platform built along the side.
Okay.
And sure enough, dead ahead as you guys are walking up to it is like a 2-step metal chain door. And behind that metal chain door is another larger stone door. And there are guards on either side of it.
A metal chain door?
Mm-hmm. So it is
Like chain link?
It's like a metal X with chains attached between all of them.
Okay, I get it.
I don't get it. It's okay, don't worry about it.
I'll doodle it for you after session.
Okay.
But you get the idea that this is definitely the hollow. Like, this is secured.
Are there any noises
Same.
coming out of it?
Nope, it is dead
Oh.
quiet.
That's awful.
The walls are too thick to make noise. 30 feet of stone.
And as you guys walk up, the guards kind of just give you a little wave.
Robotic wave.
Hello, sir. Good sir.
Hello. Smile.
Hello. Just walk
Good night,
past.
isn't it?
Yep. Nice and cool.
Yes.
Sir, you don't have to make small talk. It's okay.
I'm sorry, he's foreign.
Would you prefer big talk?
Sure, man.
Well, let's go.
What do you want to
home.
talk about?
And he like pull her, grab her hand.
He was going to talk to me.
Let's just go.
Lotus.
Guess we're not
background.
talking.
With your
Bye.
high perception, you just hear one dude whisper to the other, "She was gonna talk to me." You
Okay,
guys
we
walk
can go
around this
keep
like platform at the top. You don't come across the other door, so you get the idea, Dolus, as you go around the circumference of this thing. Think about it like a clock. You stepped onto the clock around 9, and there was a door.
Mhm.
As you walk down past 6, there's not a door, which tells you
Okay.
the doors must be at 3 and 12.
Okay. Cool.
And then the bridge across to the next pillar is, again, if we're using the clock, it's at like 5:30.
Okay.
And
Let's
yeah,
go.
now there is nothing between you and the biggest pillar, but one more short bridge. This time it is made of stone.
Oh, okay.
The bridges between the pillars seem to be made mostly of stone, since they're close to each other. They can be carved.
You're making this sound so ominous. Like you're like, there's nothing between you and that pillar except for this bridge. Wonder what's gonna happen on the bridge, guys.
Starts
Across the
rocking
bridge. Let's just skip to the other side of the bridge.
You're on the other side of the bridge.
Wow.
You make it to the big pillar. There are signs.
Let's
There's like a
go.
What do they
road
say?
sign if you walk up to it.
What does the
There
sign say?
is a very notable one that Annie is going to immediately take note of. The very top sign that says Saracen Observatory, and it has an arrow pointing one direction.
There it is!
What, the sign?
Observatory!
Oh.
Observatory.
The observatory!
There it is.
My brain said the dumbest thing to where it went, but the observatory is probably closed at night. Yeah, in that logical, good job, brain.
Good job, Noah. I'm proud of you. I want you to know that.
Thanks.
Does it say how far
There-
it is, or just points to
It
it?
doesn't say how far it is or anything. It
It's like
points
Google
in.
Maps.
It points at sort of an angle that seems to indicate that's a staircase nearby is the way to take. There's also a sign for the bazaar, a sign for the residences, a sign for the Artificers Guild. There is another sign for the Hollow, and it's pointed back the way you came, confirming your suspicions.
Okay.
There's another sign for the other pillar.
Does it have a name? Are any of these pillars named besides the hollow?
Seems to be some name on it, but it is not in a language you can read.
Oh. Is that a language anyone else can read?
That was a really good question.
What
I
language
only
is it?
speak.
Real quick.
I only
Just
speak.
tell us
what
what
language
language
is
it
it?
is.
I don't think it's gonna be in deep speech. That's the language of gross things.
Is it in Celestial?
It is not. It is not in Celestial. It is not in a language any of you speak.
Fuck.
Is it in Thieves' Cant?
I'm not gonna tell you what it's in. I'm not gonna tell you.
Comprehend languages.
Oh.
God damn it!
Yes, sucker!
You bested me.
What language
Fuck,
is
loser.
The comprehend languages tell you what language it is. It just lets you
No.
comprehend it, doesn't it?
Yeah, you just understand the meaning of any spoken language that you hear.
I'm
You
just
also
wondering why this.
Okay, you
one
understand
sign-
any written language you see, but you must be touching the
Well, so
surface.
it says something
have to be
scrawled out in
touching
another
it?
language and then pillar. So you get the idea that there is a name and it is written here, but just in a weird, weird language.
I was just
Should
like,
you
why?
do?
Why is everything else in common?
Like Pokalina.
Ah,
You know what that says?
fuck, she might. Hang on. She does.
Let's go!
I'm a god for remembering she knows languages.
19
I know languages too.
intelligence paying off. Let's go. She like reads it and she's like, "Yeah, I do. It's Sylvan."
Oh.
Why?
It's literally just says second peak, I guess, is a literal translation.
Well, how do you pronounce it?
Srikana.
Srikana. Wow.
And I guess if that's second peak, and this is
Probably
is this
first peak.
Yeah. First peak, it's Yarkana.
Oh.
Okay.
Why would something be written in silver? Sylvan here.
It's written in silver.
I don't know.
Like a
I mean, legends used to say that the desert wasn't a desert. It was part of the Westwood.
Oh. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. The whole of Saracen has like a holiday about it, about like the when the desert became the desert, because a long time ago, a bunch of elves and people pissed off a family of dragons, and then they just devastated this entire patch of forest until it was never gonna grow again.
Barrowfall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah, remembering lore. Let's go.
Okay. Interesting. And they celebrate
like-
this?
Alina tells her whole like little story, and then she's like, "Wait a minute. Turns to Lorelei.
Oh,
Everyone turns to Lorelei.
yeah. As Alina says, "Wait a minute," and turns, it like hits everybody in like a wave.
Why are you all turning?
Is Barrowfall true?
Why would I be one who knows?
Because you're the oldest of all of us.
Yeah.
Are you old enough to know?
Maybe.
Was it you?
Look. Just because a story talks about a family of dragons who got angry and destroyed shit doesn't mean it's me and my family.
But
It
was
lines up
Except-
pretty well.
But was it?
Everybody but Lorelei, it was her.
But was it? No!
Insight
check.
Yeah, make your insight check. Oh, Hickory, your passive's high enough. You don't need to make a check.
Okay, well.
What'd you roll, Dolus?
Yeah, 4. No, 5.
Dolus, she's like,
I
no!
did
And you're like, maybe I really did just offend her by assuming. Hickory, she's fucking lying.
Hickory has a moment of just like, Lorelei. We're a team. You can tell us the truth.
I was young, okay? It was mostly mom.
What, you did? It was, I thought, I was feeling
No,
bad.
okay, look, here's the thing. And people get it wrong. It was
Is there
already
anyone around
a
us, by the
desert
way?
region anyways. It just was barely holding on to a bunch of plants, so they were like, oh, it's a forest. It wasn't. It was sad.
Is there anyone around us, by the way?
No.
Okay.
It's the
And
middle
wait,
of
and
night.
why was it? Why did you do it?
What they do?
I told you, it was mostly my mom.
What they do?
Oh,
I don't know. Something to piss us off. We're dragons. It's really easy.
That's fair.
anyways, let's head in the direction of the residential area.
Hickory kind of like
Okay.
elbows Alina, and she's like, "You now know something that historians never knew."
I mean, there's like a really common legend that is a holiday here that's what happened.
But now you know it's true.
I kind of assumed it was true.
But now you know someone who did it.
Okay, that is cool. Off you go to the residential district.
Let's go.
Dolus, following the directions. It doesn't take long for you to get to the residential district. You have to pass another bridge to get to the second peak. And you're wandering around. The homes are all built inside. So it's very beehive-esque, where you enter and there is just a full structure inside this thing.
And you enter, and there are bees. It's very much like a bee. This way.
Very beehive-esque.
There are bees.
You can walk into a room, and it's full of honey.
Everyone wears yellow and black striped sweaters.
So, sorry. Sorry. As you get to the residences, the area that sort of reaches out into the desert, even on those platforms, is smaller. Like, it almost becomes like a railing with just a little bit to peer out. And you get the idea that during the day, it prevents a lot of sunlight from getting in, and people from falling out unless they're really, really trying. The gap is only so big that it could fit like one normal sized person. Even a big dude could not like squeeze himself through this gap. But you can look out through it, out at the desert at night, and see sort of the stars. It's not the greatest view right now, especially. And then you pop into the pillar proper through one of the doors. It's really tightly packed in here. Dolus, this is where it gets more like Ul'dah, where there's like the back streets of Ul'dah, where there's always there's packages and barrels and stuff, and there's tiny, tight little corridors that you walk through where only one person can fit.
Mm-hmm.
It's also frequently the light level in here fluctuates a lot. So you'll be in a bigger hallway, and there are some torches, and you have to go through a narrow passage, and there's no room for a torch. So you're left in this sort of dark middle space between larger passages as you enter. And you find the door you're looking for. Nice little tree patch on it.
Immediately, I'm gonna try and like inspect it or like see. Is there any windows to the into the streets or like?
Into this sort of street, into this like tunnel street, there is not. But you get the idea from the layout and your general good perception with locations that there are probably windows to the outside. This is probably one of those homes that has windows out.
So what does this look like? What do I see? Is it just a rock wall and a door?
Like
Yeah, from the outside, it is literally like you are just in a tunnel. And then there is suddenly just a nice homey door.
Okay. Can I
Like
see
a little step and like the full like you're at like a house door.
Okay. I'll like look at it and I'll like try and inspect, see. So I'll try and just see like, is there like some dust on the door? Is it like, can I tell that this door hasn't been opened or like has, like, are people living in here?
I'm pretty sure with the entire party's passive investigation of not Annie, everybody but Annie can tell really clearly at a glance that this door has not been messed with in at least several months. It's got like a solid little layer of desert dust on the exterior of it.
Lovely.
The handles
Everyone but
off.
Annie can tell, but Annie doesn't care anyways. So
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He
Annie would
gave me
see
a-
it and just be like, "Wow, they don't take care of their door. It's so dirty."
he handed me a key, right?
He give you a key.
Okay. I'll take out the key and I'll just try and slowly, like quietly open the door and slowly open it to look inside.
Normal.
Why are you
key.
taking your time?
What is that
What
voice
the fuck?
effect? You have a voice mod on.
Do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're taking your time.
I'm taking your time. What the fuck is that?
You're taking your time.
I was like
don't like
moving
it.
shit on my desk and then clicked it.
The true Annie voice.
No!
Who shrunk her?
She's small now!
I'll turn back. And
Juice on you.
I'll just turn back just in case there's anyone inside. I'll open the door and look inside. Do I spot any signs of life?
It's pitch black in here, dude.
Dad lean in and I'm just like, do you want me to? And she like kind of reaches behind the door and summons the moment.
You like reach in and light it on. Yeah, Dolus, you lean in and it's black. You can see some light coming in from a window in the back, but you can't make anything out. And then Hick's hand just like slowly, basically off screen, just
Mhm.
It's a nice desert style apartment. Like, it is empty. There is dust that you can see on most things. It seems
Alright.
completely devoid.
Cool. I'll open the door fully then.
Yes, Lotus.
It blows up.
You are still invisible. Your time is definitely not long.
Do you want me to look around? Use the last of my visibility to make sure nobody else is?
Probably smart.
Sure. I'll start cleaning the dust.
I'll head inside and start looking through every room and nook and cranny and make sure nobody's in here.
Dolus opens the door to let invisible Lotus through, little puffs of dust coming up from wherever she steps. And like right behind her, Annie kind of like nudges Dolus out of the way and just starts.
Bippity boppity boo.
Lotus, make an investigation check. You go through.
You find a body.
Investigation 19.
With your epic new intelligence, make that investigation check.
Woo! You don't find a body.
Aww.
You find 2 people.
You find two bodies.
Find half a body.
Find oh no.
Lotus, you're really saddened as you walk through because this place was once clearly lush. There are potted plants everywhere, like hanging. There are little troughs that clearly had plants in them. This was a druid's house. This place was its own little oasis in the desert, and it has just been left to die. All the plants are dried out and long dead, except for a few cacti, and even the cacti are not holding on well. You get the idea that this place is not only presently empty, but it has been just left here for at least months, if not well over a year. There are 2 bedrooms with beds, and there's a little main area with a couch. There is a bathroom and a little kitchen, and there are 2 windows in this main area that like look out, and then one of the bedrooms also has a window that looks out. They have like bars over them to sort of, prevent you from throwing yourselves out. It also has like a wooden shutter that you can lower to prevent sand from getting in, but there's no glass or anything.
No people, no hidden.
No people, you can't find any traps or anything. It genuinely is just a empty apartment. I will say, as you're in the kitchen, there are a few things sort of scattered on the floor. So, a couple like bowls and plates and one pan kind of just like laying there.
There's spoons.
The pan is trapped.
Are there spoons?
Yeah.
You sort of like, you see the pan and the bowls and stuff, and you're like, hang on. And you immediately start like perusing through the kitchen. The kitchen is not like visible from the front door, but it's just sort of around a corner. So you suddenly hear Lotus just like, hang on.
Lotus?
Lotus, are you okay?
Looking for spoons.
You don't
Lotus,
answer us?
Quieter.
Lotus!
I'm fine. This place
What's
is
the hell that
fine.
noise?
Don't worry, you can come in. There's a lot of dead things.
What?
Yeah, come
What do you mean dead things?
Come look. It's kind of.
Oh, what are you? What?
Us
Yeah,
scooches
like I'll
and
just come
walks
in.
Yeah.
I'll just walk in.
You guys are all like, what? Hush. Like fucking sliding in like 2D. Just whoop, and then just walks in. And then you're like, God, you
plants.
fall laughing.
Oh, dead plants.
Oh.
Hickory is also, with the moment, I'm assuming I'm able to see if it's some sort
It
of
is
like,
bright. You can see everything in here.
well,
at the
I mean,
moment.
like, how does the light work? Are there
Lanterns,
magic
assume.
or
Oh, there are a lot of candles and a couple lanterns set out around here. No orbs or globes.
I pull out the
or
lighter and
gems.
kind of just start going about.
Hey, I got it.
Hickory
I got
pulls
it.
out her little blowtorch and starts just lighting things.
Oh. I could just.
I'll.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do it
Turns
without
on a light
talking
from
to
across the
anybody,
way.
but then
I'll go find Lotus's source of noise.
I didn't know you had like a little thing for it. I'll let you do it.
I mean, no, the help would be great. This place is, there's a lot.
Dusty.
Lotus, what are you doing?
I'm looking for
Clearing out
something.
dust.
Annie is clearing out dust. Hush and Hickory are lighting lights. And Dolus, you walk into this little kitchen. There's no island. There is an island, and then there's like a little L counter. And so Lotus is currently in this aisleway between the counter and the island, rummaging through a drawer.
You're looking for something,
she's
eh?
invisible, so there is currently an invisible specter rummaging through a drawer in the kitchen.
Looking for something, eh?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of something?
Spoons.
Okay.
Lotus, you open the
Just
next
to-
drawer. There are spoons.
Found
Just
it.
wooden spoons.
Just a word of advice.
Mhm.
Next time, say dead plants. Don't say dead things. Dead things is very broad. Yeah, okay. You got it.
Okay. You just see the spoons be picked up and then be put down, and then they just kind of disappear into her bag.
Lotus,
as
we
they
still
become
need some of
invisible.
those to eat.
They're not even shiny. They're wooden.
Yeah, but
Why do you
spoons
want
are
them
spoons.
You don't need all of them.
I pull one out. And I put it back.
More. Pull more out, Lotus.
Dibs
You
on
can
that
take
one.
them when we leave.
Okay.
You can take one.
It's one by one.
Yeah, Lotus, you can take one.
Okay.
Okay.
Alina joins Annie in cleaning out the dust.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, kinda.
Vegan
a
ever say
desert.
what happened to Aster?
No, I didn't. Well, they mentioned whoever they were a druid, which is pretty clear given how many dead plants are around. Even the cactuses are dying.
Fagin did use she, so you do know
she.
she
Okay.
at least.
And from the looks of it, this place hasn't been touched in well over a year. I didn't find any form of traps or dead bodies or, yes, dead plants.
Alina,
I'll
any
close
knowledge?
and lock the door behind us. Just make
I
sure.
didn't know a lot about most of the quintet other than Fagin. They kind of did their adventurer thing, and then they all split up after the awakening.
Why'd they split up?
I don't know. Well, there was the one that died.
Well, yeah.
One of them
Wait.
works with the dwarves in Altairi. Fagin became a holdmaster, and the other two,
Just disappeared?
I guess one of them
That's-
didn't come home.
Is it at all possible that she's in the hollow?
I wouldn't suppose so.
You think they're just taking any, like, high-end hero types and just throwing them in jail?
I mean, they threw a holdmaster in jail.
Maybe it's part of Martin's plan of taking out, or rather, removing people who are strong enough to get in his way from the equation.
Yeah, I guess if you're one of the people who became famous for preventing a war and fighting off a world-ending threat, that's probably a solid reason to throw him in jail.
And that means he doesn't see Fagin as a threat.
Or maybe Fagin was just next.
Maybe.
Hey, question. This is to everybody.
Hmm.
Are there like things we have to look out for in the desert? Like, could there be like little things in here?
How
Oh,
do
I
you
there's
know of
know?
like a
scorpions.
thing called a giant scorpion. I don't know.
They're all the
Scorpion?
small one. Yeah.
Nothing like, because there's like giant scorpions, lacratas, purple worms. We're not gonna deal with any
Snakes.
giant
It's
snakes.
just like every other city. Hush.
Things don't have to be giant.
I mean, it's not the city; it's the desert.
Well,
never
if
been
we're
to one.
lucky, we don't have to be back in the desert.
Do you think there's bugs and stuff in this house? Should we do something to get any infestations out?
I mean, did you see any bugs?
Did I see any bugs?
You do not see any bugs. You get the idea that if there was anything in here the bugs wanted to eat, it has been gone for a long time, like long enough that the bugs are not present in the open anymore.
No bugs.
It's not like there's food out and all the plants are dead. So if there are bugs, they're like under furniture or something.
Probably no. Oh, scorpions. No giant scorpion. We're good.
Oh, there's 2 bedrooms.
Lorelai immediately just goes dibs.
Yep,
Goes
there
into
it
one
is.
of them.
Hey, Cryo.
Yeah.
I never took my spell from becoming 11th level.
What does that mean?
I forgot to prepare because I got a new spell slot.
Are you asking if you can prepare find person? Is that what this is? Or locate person?
Creature, yeah.
Locate, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's
Oopsie poopsie, didn't equip my last spell.
No, I straight up didn't. It's I was like,
Yeah, he
I was
genuinely
looking through my
didn't. I
spell
just
list.
opened the spell book.
I was looking through my spell list to be like, oh, I wonder if I have anything that would like help me find out more about Aster. And I'm like scrolling through and I go, why are the prepare buttons not grayed out?
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, you got the spell now. You want to cast it?
It's within 1,000 feet, but we're pretty far from the actual hollow.
You get the idea
800
that from
feet
your
tall.
location, your bubble would reach the hollow, but you wouldn't be able to get the whole hollow because it is again like it's a radius. Also, you remember that there is anti-magic shielding around the hollow.
Yeah.
You can't like scan inside it.
Unless you're
from the
inside
outside.
it. Mm,
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
This
But you could check the rest of you could check the other pillars.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say she's not there.
I will neither confirm or deny anything.
What? Cry out for safety's sake. Hickory has a moment towards she like after everybody's kind of getting settled. She's like, when in doubt, I could just check for Nalu now. If anything pings back, maybe we're lucky. But from the sounds of it, if she's in the hollow, I would also have to be in the hollow to find her. But maybe she's not in it.
I mean, doesn't hurt to check right now, does it? We're
Fuck it, we
resting
ball.
here. I'm sleepy, so.
And I've seen an image of Nalu,
Mm-hmm.
so I should be familiar enough to ping for her. I'm gonna cast it.
You cast it. Burn your spell slot.
Sure did.
There is nothing.
Yep. Nothing. So either she's in the hollow, the other tower, or I just can't reach her from here.
thank you for
Well, we
trying.
know she's in the hollow. We saw her in her cell.
Do you think it's the magic field thing?
Probably.
Whole time
The
Hush is,
walls
like,
are-
taking the healing staff and like propping up furniture, looking under it.
I mean, I guess if you could just reach someone who is inside, people would just teleport to them, or like teleport them out.
The other risky plan is we could attempt to dispel some part of the wall, but we would have to be able to see it.
Well,
Actually, no, we don't. I take that back. We do not have to be able to see the magic we're dispelling.
you have to touch it though.
No. 120 feet.
Spell magic
You
experience.
just choose
Yep.
what, in effect,
And
you
you
want to
just-
dispel.
It
You
doesn't
think
either.
you want to dispel the anti-magic like field?
I mean, it's an option, and it's not concentration. Basically, Hickory goes, if we were really going to play risky, I could try to dispel anti-magic field, but it would probably set off the alarms. However, if it didn't, while it's down, I could try to use locate creature again, and hopefully find Nalu in the process. But knowing how challenging the hollow is to escape, I assume that disabling any of those anti-magics would immediately raise alarm everywhere. So really, the only option we have to find her is to go into the hollow ourselves.
So the anti-magic field, the wall of anti-magic, is around it, so you can't ping through into it.
Right.
Right. And there's a big hole at the top.
It's like a thermos.
Aha. I mean, what if
Is it on top?
What?
Are you suggesting? Are you ask? Is there the anti-magic field on top?
That's what I'm curious about. Like,
Because-
can the magic pierce through like the top down?
Because if it can't, then Dolus or I could carry you invisibly
Yeah.
above it, and then you can cast it. And then
It's a possibility. But just because you guys are invisible doesn't mean I am.
Well, I mean, invisibility can be cast on multiple people.
Fair enough.
I have invisibility. Does anybody else have invisibility? You do? Okay.
Any
Okay.
We never know how far my bounty hunter status would go either, but knowing my luck, I
Not
would
that
have to.
far.
And the only
You
real
could always
way-
arrest one of us.
That was kind of where I was going. If we had somebody for me to take to the hollow, then I could get in, cast locate magic or locate creature while I'm in there, and then walk back out like nothing happened.
and then one of us would be arrested.
That's the challenging part.
I mean, we're already breaking one person out. Yeah, it's not the smartest thing I've ever said, but it's there.
until we know where Nalu is, attempting to break in would be pointless. Or at the very least 10 times riskier.
I mean, is it? Because if one of me or Lotus could be invisible, can't we just fly through? Or especially me, I can just float down and just look into the cells and see where she is, silently,
There's nothing to say.
unseen.
If you go inside there, there's a high possibility that your invisibility would just drop.
Well, no, they have anti-magic alarms that make an anti-magic field, but that's if the alarm goes off. The inside of it is, I mean, like, correct me if I'm wrong, like, is it like, from what I saw from the blueprints and the planning of it, is it like as soon as you're inside the tube, all magic is dispelled?
It didn't look that way. Again, you're not like an artificer,
Yeah.
but so from what you gathered, when you enter in at the top, there's all of the various like processing and offices and like guard rooms. And then you enter the prison below, and every level of the prison has, like I said, it has those like nets between it, so you can't just like fly straight down.
Oh, there are nets between the levels?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
So you'd have to fly down in the guard tower, which you could do, but there's people in there
Dulles,
because it's just stairs and places to stop inside the guard tower.
I never actually got to see the map, so might as well.
Unfurl it. pull
What do
pull
we
all
think,
the
Island?
blueprints out.
What do we think of my idea of grabbing a guard's outfit and outfitting ourselves as
It's
guards?
looking like that might be harder than it looks.
I mean,
2 guards that would recognize you standing at the door. Even if we grab them at home, those people would be able to see you up close and personal almost immediately.
what if they're disguised? Annie can disguise herself, make
I
her
don't know if
look
there's a
like that
password
person.
or something.
Quick little correction for me. The nets don't block the area where the food platform goes down, so you could fly down there.
Okay.
Now, Cryo, correct me if I'm wrong, but I did argue that or an ice home resident as far as
Oh yeah, I'm like
See something
I
on
know
the
we're
map.
not artificers, but we don't have our artificer. he
That's
won't be
just
here for the
the
next few
thing.
months.
That's just
Or whatever,
sometimes
I
you're
don't
just
know.
not proficient in things. You're just not proficient.
But we have an artificer. We just
but
don't
you
know where
did
he is.
confirm or an ice home resident.
I will allow Noah. I will allow you to make an Arcana check.
Let's go.
I don't actually know if Ian's gonna be gone for months. I don't think so.
I hope that a 16 passes.
A 16 would tell you at a glance that it doesn't look like you would immediately have something dispelled if you went through the front door. Like there is the tube that prevents magic from penetrating the hollow, but that tube itself is not necessarily anti-magic. It is just like a preventative layer.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the way like some spells can't be cast through lead. It's like that idea. Like it's not gonna stop the spell from happening, but it just won't go through it.
Yeah. Okay. Is that the little detail that was missed last time?
What if Hickory spent some time studying the blueprints?
It wasn't the only one, and I will say, Hickory, as you're going through, there are these little markers that Dolus, to you, you weren't entirely sure what they were. They just seem to be some sort of measurement and like statistic. Hickory, you're reading them and you're like, why is this here? This doesn't make any sense. Like, why are they writing down these little things on these little spots along the tower? Like, blah, 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 blah. And then you sort of go through a few of the other like layers of these blueprints. They're all of the stuff you need to install ballista on those points. So it sort of clicks to you that every other story in here, the guards just have ballista hooked up in the tower.
Oh.
Yeah, so Hickory's kind of looking at it as just... I don't remember anyone mentioning that they're ballista in the tower.
There are ballista in the tower?
Yeah, all these little... Like, she just kind of, like, spreads out the layers a little bit and points at all the different spots.
Oh.
So ballista aiming in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so it's in the center tower aiming out at like...
Oh,
Right.
okay. Yeah.
Inside.
Yeah. Yeah, the center tower basically has ballista every so often, so I assume that if you get out, well, you're certainly not getting out.
I mean, I can...
Yeah, but still, Lotus is really fast and can be invisible. That definitely makes her a bit hard to hit. And even if her invisibility is dispelled, like, she can probably move fast, like possibly faster than they can aim at her.
Just adds a new wrench.
How big are ballista like shots?
I'll
Oh yeah, hush, you don't know.
I'll like using my hands make like a be like, oh, this like probably
You're
like
like,
this
They're
thick.
ballista on the boats.
Like this thick.
Yeah, they're not ballista on the
they're the
boat.
smaller ballista on the boats, but they're
Oh.
basically like mounted heavy crossbows.
Gotcha.
She could possibly catch him too if they get shot at her.
Well, she can try.
You said they're like this thick.
This thick
Or at the very least, I
and
can
long.
stop.
Oh, you didn't give me the length.
They basically
Lovely.
shoot a spear.
Yeah.
At the very least, with ballistas, I can maybe not catch them, but at least redirect it so it doesn't hit me.
Or
Let's
just
hope that
fly.
we don't get shot at, period.
Yeah.
Well, we should make plans if that does happen.
All right, the plan is dodge.
Above
think.
the table, just because you guys have seen ballista and sorts before, so I can give you a thing that your characters can sort of associate. Ballistas do several D12s of damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like,
They're
Lotus
what we shot at Kieran.
maybe
Yeah.
could catch them. But if they roll well, so like in universe, if there's a good shot, there is just too much force behind a ballista bolt to not get hit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the very least,
The damage would reduce.
yeah, the damage
Yeah.
would be reduced.
But I just so you all have the image like as characters in your head. It's like Lotus could probably not like Lotus is not gonna just get shot out of the sky by these, but they're super dangerous and there's like 40 of them going up and down the tower.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if we could, so here's a plan I'm presenting. Me and Lotus go invisible, and we go from above, and then lower ourselves through the chute where the food goes down when it's feeding time or whatnot. And then on the floors, we're invisible. I can even hold Lotus so that we're not making any noise from the flapping of wings. I float and like sort of float around each ring, see if Nalu's there or not. If we find her, it's a very, very loose plan. We find her, how do we get in the cell?
You could bring me
Lotus
with
is
you.
good.
I can
Let's
teleport
just
you. in.
teleport. Dulles, I have a
can-
question.
I can turn into a
Yes.
snail.
Yeah, what's up?
How many times can you bring somebody in and out of your ring?
Well, so what would happen is probably if we're bringing Hush as well. Hush, you teleport me into the cell. I calm Nalu, tell her what's happening, and then by the bars, grab her, and then me and her go into the ring. Lotus, you grab the ring, leave.
Isn't there
Just go right back.
anti-teleportation magic inside of the hollow?
I could also just pick the lock.
You can't teleport in and out, but there's nothing keeping you from doing stuff inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than anti-magic fields, if the
Yeah.
alarm triggered.
I'm assuming also like the prisoners might have like anti-magic shackles so that they can't cast themselves.
The more concerning part is we saw it at the gate. Those guards have goggles that allow them to see magic. They might still be able to see you.
I mean, they might, and they might not.
They didn't always have them on.
True.
Those guards weren't looking at a prison of the most well-kept people of all time.
Well, is it possible to do a little bit of scouting before we do our breakout plan?
Absolutely. I mean, I would hope so. I would hope we do that first.
Again, I could try my best, see if being a bounty hunter gets me anywhere with them, but
I try not to push too much. You don't want to end up in a cell.
right.
You
Doesn't
also
hurt
don't
to
want
ask
to make them
questions, though.
suspicious.
True.
Mm.
We don't want them. We want them as relaxed as we've seen them. 'Cause it seems like most of them don't really care about what they're doing, especially when it's late at night.
Maybe
So
we could...
the less suspicious they are that something might happen, the better. Sorry, what were you saying, Lotus?
Wait, I have a question. Is the top part... So if the hollow is like that, right? Is the
Mhm.
top part like a hole? Or is it?
No.
Yeah, capped.
It is It is a closed pillar.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
Imagine it. Easiest way to imagine it is imagine it like a fucking. Like I said, imagine it's a
Upside down
thermos.
cup.
I thought it was open at the top.
Yes.
No.
Okay. I'm
Here.
glad.
Yeah, I thought it was like a volcano.
No.
No.
So it is. It is the tube. There is an entrance up at the top along this little ring, and then everything else is just inside, and it is just
Yep.
a solid tube, basically.
The only real way in is if somebody's brought in. Dolus, if we're lucky enough, if I arrest you, all I gotta do is throw you in a cell, but I didn't throw you in a cell.
I mean, they're not gonna. I don't assume they're gonna let you take me all the way to the cell. You'd probably just hand me over and then they take me.
You know, we could always tomorrow have Hick or Doc go ask what the process is if they get a bounty, because you're new here and you have your
That's right.
license.
True.
And then while they do that, we could talk to people, fly around while we're invisible and stuff, and like just sort of get a lay of the land.
Mm-hmm.
We do still
Maybe
need to
there's
know.
even another way in that's not on the thing.
I mean, I'm sneaky. I can always, if we're trying to get in, I can follow in somebody else's footsteps.
No,
I did that
too
with
risky.
Laura.
Don't unless that is not a preferable option, especially not for scouting. Do not do that to scout inside.
No, I mean like if it was the actual plan. But this is just an option that I'm putting on the table.
Right.
Lorelai is also really good at getting people drunk and getting them to talk.
That's true! Lorelai! Wait, she's in the bedroom.
Yeah, no, she tapped out immediately when there was a bed. She was like, goodbye.
I think that's the best plan, though. We scout out tomorrow morning. I go ask the questions to some guards as a curious bounty hunter who might want to pick some up in the Saracen Desert.
We'll figure something out. I'm sure.
Then, once we have more information, we can figure out the best way to get in. And maybe it's as easy as I think.
Maybe.
Then the trouble becomes getting out.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that, like, half of the problem of places people have never gotten out of is that people hear that no one ever gets out, so they don't try.
Fair.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, Annie, you wanted to see an observatory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go on a walk.
I think we should make a disguise for now, and see it tomorrow.
Make a disguise?
Yeah, I need to make a disguise.
Aren't you already in disguise?
No, for Lotus.
She's only got a limited time for nothing. and
Oh, Lotus,
she's
did you
already
want
out
to see
there.
the observatory? Okay. Well, never mind then.
I think it's best we get rest.
Okay.
All right. You all.
Sleepy.
Who's sleeping where?
There is one bedroom and a couch.
Dibs on the couch.
Damn it. On the couch.
Lotus sees everybody's hesitance and she walks to the bedroom.
I wouldn't have hesitance either.
Yeah, Annie's in the
I'm down
bedroom.
I'm down for the cuddle puddle.
The cold cuddle
Lotus
puddle.
turns to go, and Annie just walks really briskly past you.
the coldle puddle. I'm
Wait,
just
let's check for scorpions.
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw a bedroll down against the wall and sit.
The cuddle puddle begins to form in the bedroom with Annie as the cold center of it. mildly uncomfortable until you guys get cozy. You will not sweat tonight.
Let's go.
Dolus gets all set up underneath one of the windows against the wall, and as you're getting set up, Alina hers out next to you. Both of you are just like slightly off to the side of the couch where Hickory gets all cozy. Yes, Lotus.
I'm gonna come back real quick out of the room, give Dolus a quick hug, squeeze, and then go back to the room.
As we're getting set up for bed, Hickory just goes, Dolus, can I have the grenade back?
Why?
It could be useful.
Okay. Just like rattle my hand.
You rattle your hand, and out of the ring just thump, ding, dum, dum, boom, boom, like a grenade across the floor. And there's a moment where like you, Alina, and Hickory are all just like, just sits there, doesn't go off.
Very gently. I forgot it has to be primed.
Yeah, you gotta pull a pin.
Yep. Puts it back in her bag.
Doesn't mean there's not a little bit of terror.
Bedtime.
Lotus, come back.
I like how you have the shrapnel grenade in your bag next to the alchemist's fire.
Did I keep Alchemist Fire?
Could be so bad.
Yeah, Doc did.
Yeah, Lotus.
Doc did.
I'm ready to get comfy back in the cuddle puddle, pull out my sending spoon. Maya, I hope you're okay. It's hot here.
Bye.
What's going on with you? I hope you're doing well.
3 words remain.
This
Have
is
you eaten?
Lotus.
Have you
Have you
eaten?
I love Lotus. Like
This is
it's
Lotus.
hot
This is
here
thank
currently under the coldest bed sheets.
I put a hand on Lotus's face, like slightly. I'm like, you didn't sign it.
Have you Lotus?
Have you Lotus?
Oh, hang on. Hello. I'm safe. How's the desert? Wait. You said it's hot.
Cryo's typing these to word count them.
I am. I'm too tired to do
Count with your fingers.
Yes.
I'm gonna
genuinely.
type it out each word.
Typed it out real quick. Not that quick of a typer. That was 11. So everything's fine. I ate. It was good. No news about Raiden. Sorry about that. That's it. Don't get cut off.
Oh my
You got a full
god!
message in.
She learned!
Absolutely on accident. She did not do that on purpose.
Instead, you just pick up the next piece of conversation she has.
There's a moment of quiet, and you're like, "Oh my god, she learned." And then she goes, "Anyways, I was walking along the."
Anyways,
No, she does it. She ends the message with
did
2
it.
words remaining.
Put it back in my bag.
I was typing because I really wanted to make sure I didn't fuck it up and do the wrong number of words.
The way I do it, like, so I don't ever mess it up, is I start on this hand, and I know I'm going to end on this hand.
Oh,
If
that's
it's
actually
25.
very good. Yeah, no.
I do a lot of sending.
Yes,
know.
I know.
Welcome.
Lotus, you got your message. Woo!
She didn't sign
Cuddle,
it either, that's
cuddle.
okay.
Cuddle puddle.
we go to bed now.
Sleep time.
All
I bet
Go
Puppy
to
would like to
bed.
be in this cuddle puddle.
Put it away!
Use my disguise kit during the long rest to make the disguise.
Gotcha. And he starts working on a disguise for Lotus. Hickory, you are visited in the night by Arlashna again.
Huzzah,
She checks up on you.
baby.
You do some training.
At one point, I would definitely ask her, like, hey, I woke up and I was me, but in Doc's body. The
And she would
fuck's
be
up
like,
with that?
oh, damn.
Yeah.
Now that'd be it. She
Yeah.
has no idea.
Yeah.
she doesn't know how
Literally
you
would just
work.
be like, could you ask the Star Elves? Because maybe they know something.
You're gonna ask her how to break into the hollow.
Make an Arcana check.
Let's go. Uh-oh. That's 10.
Okay. I'm gonna say
Uh-oh. You die.
Lotus and Hickory. And yep, just Lotus and Hickory. As you guys are sleeping,
Oh.
in the moments you wake up, those like quiet moments that you forget by the time it's morning. Those little times where you're in your bed and you sort of stir and you take in the darkness around you and the little ambient sounds. Maybe you have a drink real quick. Maybe you just cuddle closer to somebody who's bundled up with you. You know those moments. In those moments, every time, just in the back of your head, not enough to wake you or worry you, but every time you swear, you can hear something breathing.
Oh, you fuck.
And that is where we're going to end our session today.
Scorpione.
What?
What did you say?
Scorpions.
El Chupacabra!
Scorpions
Scorpione.
don't breathe. They extrude oxygen through their exoskeleton.
El Chupacabra!
You hear the sound of breath going through exoskeleton.
I don't like that.
Thank you guys so much for watching. This was lovely. We're in Saracen. We're in the desert.
Yeah.
We're in another Empire
No.
city. We haven't been in a city in the Empire in literally since session 1.
That's not true.
Yeah.
So,
We were in Falcon's Point for a little bit.
Woo. Oh, that's true. We were in Falcon's Point for an episode. Okay.
Then we got kidnapped.
Hopefully this
I was-
one goes better, but we'll see.
Well,
We
It's
will
not.
see you guys next week, and it'll be a great time. Only good things will happen. So
bye, Cubone.
Bye, Cubone. Bye, Bye. She's hidden. I don't know where she is. Bye-bye for now.